certain extreme situations, the law is inadequate. In order to shame its inadequacy, it is necessary to act outside the law, to pursue natural justice. This is not vengeance. Revenge is not a valid motive, it's an emotional response. No, not vengeance. Punishment.
Tonight we have a chance to say, yeah, you're right. We're too extreme, we're too wild, we're too out of control, we're too full of our own shit. Or we have a chance to say, hey, fuck you, you're wrong. Fuck you, we're right. Because you have all made it to the dance. Because believe me, this is the dance. Start the show.
Are you ready? Hey, everybody. Good evening and welcome to the final YouTube, Twitter, Kick, Facebook show of the week. Tomorrow is Rumble Friday, where we get to break copyrights and play all kinds of messy shit and say words we're not supposed to be saying. It's a good time. You should come check it out. Some of your best friends will be there. I'm pumped. Hey, check out our clips we put up today. I put one. I don't know why I decided to put up a clip on Jimmy Kimmel. I'm sure that is so saturated right now. Every channel in the world probably has a Jimmy Kimmel video. And I did have to put up our celebration of the pretty parasocial broads dying. I had to put that one up just because I had so much fun. Keanu and Gino sent me a tweet that the one left put up there. Boy, did we bother her. Boy, did she flail and lash out. I'm sorry. Now I might die like them. I might choke. So that was nice. Go check out both of those clips. Also, shout out to Chad Zumach. I watched his clip of the pretty antisocial thing today. I thought that was really funny. I thought that was good old classic radio guy goodness. Ours is far superior, but still, his was very, very good. You know, it's just nice to listen to someone who doesn't have that podcaster energy where it's like, this is serious, we're gonna... It was nice to see a guy being fucking, like we do, like a shit-eating grin on their face, fucking around, having some fun, because none of this is real or serious, while the other person is like, I prepared a statement. Fuck off. Who are you, OJ? I prepared a statement, you fucking goon. Pull yourself together, for God's sake. So look, man, I had a lot of fun with that, so I hope you check it out. Hit like on it, whatever. Chad looks like he had a lot of fun with it. I mean, look, times like that just show you people like Chad and I who know how to do this, and then people like that, the nerds who think this shit is for real. I prepared a statement, and I'm just letting you know that I'm hurting. Fucking dork. All right, guys, we got a great show for you today. I mixed it up special just for you. We got trans ladies, accused, alleged trans ladies saying they're going to show their fucking clam to the judge, I guess. And that lady is the wife of the president of France. It's a wild time we live in. You know, the news is a grab bag nowadays. You have no idea what the hell's coming out. When that claw it goes into the machine, you don't know what it's pulling out. Last night it was Jimmy Kimmel got canceled, and I'm done with that. You know, everybody's had their opinion. I realized, I talked to Gino again today. We disagree on it. I just, I think it's fair to say, I have a suicide pact with the First Amendment. I have a suicide pact with free expression, free speech, and anti-censor. I'm anti-censorship if I'm taking the temperature of the public, I'm anti-censorship to a dangerous degree. I'm a radical because I see the right behaving like I used to see the left behave. And in fairness, I'm seeing the left behave like I used to see the right behave. And they've just completely flipped. I think Miss Tay, I think this means gingers. She says Ragnas have no soul and they also can't squeeze out real tears. Fucking hack. It was sad and tragic. It really was. Hey, guys, I have some really crazy fucking news for you tonight. Jay Prizzle with $160 on PayPal says, "Dicks out for Harambe. I love the show, brother. Don't sweat the dollars tonight. Cheers." Oh, my God.
And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
Well, I tell you what, every dime you guys throw in goes towards Monday night. $2 from Matthew Q says, "Don't let Kiki mess with you. I was told by Chrissy Mayer that this morning at like 8 in the morning in Texas, she was caught outside the Buc-ee's drinking a White Claw, and she was reprimanded by one of the staff." Oh, my God. That is, I have to tell you, that is horrific behavior, if true. I need to, this needs to be investigated. Hold on. This needs to be Thank you very much, Jay Prizzle. It's another win for the toe, and I appreciate it so much. Get this shit out of here. We don't need it. It's done. It's over with. We won for the day. Thank you, guys. Keanu? Oh, I can't hear you.
Hang on one sec. Well, hello, Aaron.
Okay, this is perfect. So we just got a rumor from one of our audience members. You can confirm or deny this. It was about you, so I thought it was only fair that we give you a chance to answer it.
Sure.
They said that they were told by Chrissy Mayer, and now they're invoking someone else. So I don't. For the record, I think none of this is fair. They said that you were spotted outside of a Buc-ee's drinking a White Claw, and you had to be reprimanded by the staff.
Well, that I won't lie to you. I was sitting outside of the Buc-ee's drinking a White Claw.
Wait,
but it is true.
Wait, that's a true rumor? Why did Chrissy tell a random guy named Matthew Q?
I don't think she talked about it on a podcast.
Oh, okay.
No one spotted me outside of the Buc-ee's.
Okay.
She mentioned it on a show.
Okay.
Because I was sitting there cooling my heels, doing my thing. I had bought, some Buc-ee's things, and I was sitting there drinking White Claw. And then the kind gentleman said, "Just so you know, for next time, we cannot have, we don't allow White Claws to be drinking on the premises." I went, I'm so sorry. I thought, is this alcohol? I thought it was a Red Bull. I'm so sorry. I'm a nut.
That's not good that you just played retarded and he bought it.
Well, yeah, and I was throwing it away. By God, for Christ's sake, I shoved it.
Yeah.
And I'm not a freak, but no, and no one spotted us. So yes, so that would be.
I'm glad
the rumor is true. Yes.
I'm glad we cleared that up. Now, my other question is, who did better coverage of the pretty antisocial thing, myself or Chad? And be honest.
I haven't seen Chad, but you did make some fair points. It was quite entertaining to watch, and my gosh darn it, talk about making people feel like. I fell asleep through her last post about it. It's like, Jesus Christ,
no,
it's gonna be okay. Yeah.
No, it was sad. I was in mourning. I don't know if you could tell. I was mourning and I was upset. I don't want to hurt people. I'm not in this to hurt people.
The best coverage on it will obviously be me because Kiki was right. So,
of course, and it's good that that's that vibe of Gino was right, Kiki was right. It's good to see that that's sexually transmitted, that arrogance. I like that.
Absolutely right.
So, Gino, yeah.
As a couple.
And thank you for telling Alex Stein and Chrissy that my girlfriend keeps me in check and criticizes me when need be. I really, that was great.
Okay, I just call it like I see it. Am I wrong?
No. But I have,
Okay,
I have to.
and also, but wait, Aaron, I thought I never met her.
But I do have to say this. The Alex Stein appearance was fantastic, and for calling me a good broadcaster and a funny guy, Alex is allowed to say whatever he wants about me from now on.
Absolutely, he's low key Team Aaron. I can tell. I think.
There you go. To my Twitter account, and I retweeted it earlier today. Go watch Chad's pretty antisocial coverage. All right.
I sure will.
All right.
If you guys are in the whatchamacallit, in the Plano area, Chrissy and I are about to do a show at the Mic Drop Comedy Club. We're prettying ourselves up right now. Mic Drop
Comedy Club, Plano, Texas. Go have a good time. All right. See you later. Thank you very much for the time.
TTYL.
All right. There she goes. Jay Prizzle says, I'm so glad I cleared the goal for this, respectfully, of course. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. I feel more freedom to do my show as I wish with the goal knocked out, which means that we're never going to have a night like this again after I did that. I really feel like I've taken advantage of people. We also have to put Jay Prizzle in the standings. I think that's number one. Yes, it is. Jay Prizzle is now in first place at 160. You know what that means? That means all week, we didn't have any of those like crazy, like $200, $300, $400 numbers. That means you were all getting in on the act, man, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Homeless Pool is in the cuck chair with $80, and Kevin Law just fell out of the cuck chair at 75. Thank you guys so much. The only number I do want to throw your way, 61. That's how many memberships we are away from 500. If we knock that out tomorrow during Rumble Friday, I will go until noon. Red Fox Mad says, let's fucking go, says Tom Brady. Hey, who's Thursday Night Football tonight? Thursday Night Football. We have... Could you just give me the fucking game? I didn't ask for what it is. We have... For the love of cunt, can you just... There we go. Dolphins at Bills. Wow, that's going to be a fantastic bloodletting. The Bills are going to slaughter the Dolphins. It starts in about an hour and 5 minutes. Yeah, the Bills might run up 70 points on the Dolphins. They're fucking terrible. Jesus Christ. Chef Lou F. Word says, why would you call that cunt and ruin your show? Everybody gets an opinion. TVP says, where's this Jay? I can't see his message. He's right there. Jay Prizzle in the Rumble chat says, so glad I cleared the goal for this. Respectfully, of course. There you go, buddy. That was, I know he'll deny it because I kind of make people lose their shit a little bit. He was skeptical of the goal being knocked out. And now I had to kind of sun him. I don't like doing that. I don't like doing it. Don't put me in that position where I have to make you look silly. I don't like it. All right, let's get into some things today. I got a workout in. You might say, well, wait a minute, Aaron. Didn't you wear that shirt for the morning show? I did, but I changed to go hit stuff. And then I took a shower, and then I put this back on. So no harm, no foul. We're good. We're good. Jay Prizzle says, I donated on PayPal. And, oh, he's talking to that guy. He's talking to that guy. Thank you, pal. All right, let's, hey, I told you, I called it. I didn't even know who this guy was like 2 weeks ago. I could not tell you who DeFurvid was. And now I got everybody spelling my name with 2 4s in the beginning instead of 2 A's. It's a curse. But this DeFurvid guy is a singer. He's like an R&B guy, I think. He's got a gay star tattoo in the middle of his forehead. He's an asshole. But he's a guy who has like millions of plays on Spotify every single month. That's how they measure like success now. It used to be album sales, how many times platinum you were, Grammy Awards, shit like that. Now it's Spotify plays. And this guy has like 3 million Spotify plays every month. His name is Defervid. They call him David, but it's D4VD, which means Derek for venereal diseases. It's an acronym. Defervid is a guy who had a Tesla. And that Tesla was parked illegally in some neighborhood. People didn't recognize it, so it got hauled off to the impound. While it was in the impound, one of the employees was walking by it and goes, "That smells like shit." They look in the trunk. There is a dismembered teenage girl's body. Now, they didn't know it was a teenage girl. It was all cut up and decomposing and rotting. So they checked the car. It belongs to this Defervid. And Defervid claims, "I got no idea. I don't drive that car," whatever. So my immediate thought is some of his boys killed somebody, and then they put him in the trunk of the car, and they're fucking over their buddy Defervid. Then, was it last week or early this week, the news comes out that the dismembered body is that of a 13 to 15-year-old girl. And immediately, I jumped right on it, and I said, here's what happened. This Defervid had sex with this 13 or 14-year-old girl. He was going to break it off. She threatened to go to the press and ruin this guy's career, just destroy him, as she should. He's fucking pervert. And then he either killed her or had her killed, dismembered, put in the Tesla. I think they meant to dispose of the body, but they parked it in the wrong spot. They got their ass towed. Now, this sounds like a far-fetched theory, right? I only have 2 pieces of evidence. I have a body in the trunk. I have it dismembered. I have a teenage girl. I have Defervid on the ownership papers. Now, vehicle registered to him. Now, I decide to jump in with both feet and say, this is what happened. This afternoon, at about 5 o'clock, like an hour before this show went on the air, the cops are now searching Defervid's home for blood. Cops searched home for blood near his abandoned house. Okay, so not his house. It says cops searched Defervid home for blood evidence. There we go. So they searched Defervid's home. Oh, the other piece we forgot to mention about this, the mom said to TMZ, and the cops confirmed this, that the woman did tell her mom that she had a relationship with a guy named David. This is a guy named David. What are the odds? All right. I know pretty good. David's a common name, but she's in a guy named David's car. Dismembered, chopped up, whatever. So we got the girl telling the mom that she was in a relationship with Defervid. We've got Defervid then yesterday canceling his show in Seattle and postponing his tour. Concerts canceled. It's all coming together, and now the cops are searching for blood in his home. Cops were looking into the possibility that Celeste Rivas was killed inside the LA home where singer Defervid was living, because TMZ learned investigators who searched the home were looking for blood. Law enforcement sources tell TMZ that the Scientific Investigative Division took part in the 12-hour search of Defervid's home using luminol to look for trace amounts of blood. Let's get the update.
A huge development in the case involving singer David and the body found in his Tesla. Police have executed a search warrant searching the house he was apparently staying at and walking out with what may well be evidence.
Right. If there was any doubt, we've been telling you about this case for a week now. And even though David had remained on tour, that is now upended. He had to cancel his show that was scheduled for last night. And as Harvey said, now the police are clearly looking at him just to get more information. They have not named him a suspect. They have not even named him a person of interest.
But getting a search warrant,
yes,
you need to show a judge that there is probable cause to believe that a crime was committed.
Trust the Jew. He's a lawyer. So probable cause is not, I learned this from watching Sean in Legal Mindset. The burden for probable cause is not very high. I believe Sean says it's like 40% to get probable cause. It's probable. It's not a sure thing. It's not beyond a reasonable doubt. Then to get an indictment, there's that saying you can indict a ham sandwich. You got to have a little more, not much. To get a conviction, you need reasonable doubt, or beyond a reasonable doubt. So they apparently had enough info and enough connection to search the guy's house for blood. Now, number one, I think the number one thing that'll get you a search warrant alone, her fucking body was found in his car. I don't think you need much more than, hey, we found a missing girl's body in the trunk of this guy's car. Hey, Judge, can we go look in his house for blood to see if there's a connection? I think that's probably good.
And the crime that's being investigated right now is homicide. And that's how the LAPD ended up at this doorstep. It is a house rented by his manager. But our staff, if you can just kind of pan around here, our whole staff here in this circle, they've been working on this all day yesterday and today. We got a lot of information.
Could not have been very difficult to get a search warrant. I mean, talk about probable cause.
Yeah.
Remember, the victim, Celeste Rivas, was found, her body dismembered, and it was found in the car registered to David that we know is his car. Not only is it registered to him, there are photos of him in the car. We've spoken to people in the neighborhood. They've seen the car parked at this house.
But the real question is there a connection between David and the victim?
Now that's where it comes in, where the mom said she told her mom she was in a relationship with a guy named David. Now, set aside the fact that it's fucking creepy that this grown-ass man is out there with a teenage girl. I mean, put that aside, because now she's dead and she's in his trunk cut up to pieces. Do I think the singer himself got his hands dirty? I really don't. I think they're going to find out who did this. I think they're going to find DNA on the body, on the body parts that are left. I think they're going to be able to connect the dots. I think they're going to be able to find somebody. However, I think that person's going to have to flip and is going to have to say, well, this David guy put me up to it, and that's how you're going to get this David guy charged. I have a hard time believing that this guy, with his own hand, successful musician and all that, got his hands dirty and killed somebody. $1 from Red Fox Mad says, give my total money amount to Gray Duckling. You got it. I will add that up in a little bit. No, Dexter Morgan, that is not breaking news. Look, I don't believe you. I don't buy it at all. You are wrong. I'm going to Google Jimmy Kimmel anyway. There we go. Now, just because I Googled it, that does not mean that you get the credit on that one. I said I didn't buy it. Now, the Robert Duvall one from Chevmatic earlier this week, that one counts because I was believing that one. Ablo Pacheco says it doesn't matter. The family admitted to DeFurvid being in a relationship with that child. He's toast. Well, his career is toast. His career is toast 100%. I'm talking about this guy being able to stay away from, fucking serious charges for murder. Oodles of Toodles said, oh, yeah, the tattoos. I forgot about that. They both have a tattoo on their finger. Apparently, that's like a common thing with basic white bitches, which is weird that he has it. But he also has a song named Celeste, and he also has a song named, Pretty Homicide or something. DeFurvid songs. Let's take a look. Romantic Homicide. He's got a song called Romantic Homicide. I don't see a song called Celeste. Are you sure about that? I'm not seeing that. Went missing a year ago. She was found dead in singer DeFurvid's trunk. Yeah, I don't think you're correct about that one. I don't think he has a song called Celeste. Redbird with $2 says worth a giggle. We'll get to that at some point. We'll take a look. 09 Canyon says, in 10th grade, 15 years old, my friend was dating a 20-year-old guy. I told her it was weird, but if he was making her happy, that was good, but yuck. No. No. Landers says it's common among pedos, the shush tattoo. Is that right? I hate following the news for my job. I hate doing a show based on... Now I know why these drama streamers take the easy road and do lame, gay, boring shows that anyone with more than 2 synapses firing in their brain could be entertained by. I get it, because if you do a show where you got to read and keep up on stuff and you learn stuff you'd really not learn voluntarily. Like, I have to know shit now that I didn't want to know. Is the tattoo common among PDFs? Sex offenders are least likely to have tattoos. Police trained to spot pedo tattoos. Wow. Well, now, wait a minute. Now, see, I'm getting things in my Google result that say that Rihanna made it popular. It's a Rihanna thing. And there are some where the shush tattoo is supposed to be like kind of criminal. Like it's covering up criminal acts. Huh. I don't know. 09 Canyon says, shh, or a mustache tattoo on the finger was a thing for a bit. Oh, I'm sure you're glad you have that for the rest of your life. Lander says it's like the whole prison sagging thing. When it hits the streets, it gets a different meaning. Look up the pedo signs. Okay. I mean, I saw results for both. Carlos Cameo says he's going to self-delete to avoid punishment, calling it now. Somebody else had a great theory on this, that she ended up pregnant. And when she ended up pregnant, he bailed. He bailed. He killed her. He had her killed. He wanted her taken care of when he found out she was pregnant. I would, you know what? I'd buy that one. I'd go with that. It's a possibility. Rusty Grammer says, just like the all-seeing eye gimmick or the photos with one eye covered or a half-dark, half-light photo, all Illuminati. Okay. Well, I think they're going to connect this guy somehow, whether he did it or he didn't do it himself. They're going to connect him to it, some kind of involvement. Maybe the manager. You know, I mean, the show Ray Donovan didn't come from nowhere. I mean, there are such thing as fixers in Hollywood who take fucked up situations and they handle them. You know, they're paid for like security consulting and shit like that. So you remember, do you guys remember Candace Owens' lawsuit with Brigitte? I guess Brigitte Macron, but Emmanuel Macron as well. The ruling family, the first family of France. They're suing her because Candace Owens has said I'll be honest, Candace has said some wild shit about the Macrons where if it's not true, it is 1,000% actionable. So Candace is showing some balls here, ironic considering what we're about to tell you. But she's been out there saying that Brigitte Macron groomed Emmanuel Macron when he was in school because she first met him when she was a teacher and he was 14. And that they then started having a sexual relationship, she says, later, not when he was 14 years old. Candace has went ahead and said, nah, I think he was 14. I think you groomed him. Then there's a rumor out there, I don't know if Candace put this one forward, that she's actually his mom. I can't speak to this. That sounds ridiculous to me, but Candace has clearly followed this more than I have. Then you have Candace saying that Brigitte Macron is a man. That Brigitte Macron transitioned to a female, that she is a trans woman, and that she was born a dude, and that there are no photos of her as a little girl. There are no photos of her as a pregnant woman. Nothing. She says that she put all her eggs in that basket. She's been given multiple opportunities to walk it back and avoid all this, and she goes, nope, that is a dude, 1,000%. It does not have a female vagina. Fuck that noise. Take me to court. So they are taking her to court. Now, her lawyer, she insists she wants to go to court. She does not want it dismissed. But her lawyer did draw up papers and submit to the court a motion to dismiss the case, which is standard. She says, I don't want it dismissed. But I'm thinking the lawyer does this because, shit, if you can save the lawsuit, you can save some money, you can go back to calling her a trans. The whole world's your oyster, essentially. And speaking of oyster, Brigitte Macron. So now the Macrons are saying that they will present, and I quote, scientific evidence to the U.S. courts to prove Brigitte is a woman. You know how we were all joking that, oh my God, what's she going to do? Show them her pussy in court? Because that's really all she has to do to win this lawsuit. She comes out there, she goes, there's my vagina, pay up, bitch. And she married into British aristocracy, Candace Owens did, so she'll pay up no problem. So the Macrons now say we're ready to present scientific evidence in court to win this lawsuit against Candace Owens. Now, here's my only thing. We're going to get into this a little bit. They say we're going to show photographic and scientific evidence. I don't understand. Like, it's really just woman parts. You got them. They're not transition woman parts. They're the, factory model, I suppose. And you're good to go. This thing is over. When you have to over-explain it, that's a little weird. You know what? Let them tell you.
Aujourd'hui, nous rentrons dans la littérature par le 17e. D'accord? Et chez votre genre. Donc, siècle classique.
The fuck it you speak in French for?
Je vais vous mettre à contribution pour les lectures de texte. Alors, attention.
Brigitte Macron's lawyers will present photographic and scientific evidence that she is a woman in U.S. court as part of the suit against Candace Owens. Their lawyer says the French president and Mrs. Macron will present the documentation in a defamation suit they have taken the right-wing influencer Candace Owens after she promoted her belief that Brigitte Macron was born male. The Macron's lawyer, Tom Clare, said there would be expert testimony that will come out that will be scientific in nature. And while he would not reveal at this stage its exact nature, he said the couple were prepared to demonstrate fully, both generically and specifically, that the allegations are false. Now, wait a minute. Time out. Hopefully this is just vague lawyer speak, because I don't want to hear a doctor say, I've got documentation that she's a woman. I mean, this is the First Lady of France. We know that doctors falsify reports for Trump all the time. They lie about his weight and shit because he's sensitive about it. So you're like, oui, she has a great vagina. I have seen it many a times. No, that's not going to do it. I think if you're going to bring this lawsuit, I think you got to show that Candace Owens is full of shit. Claire said there would be expert testimony. When asked if the Macrons would be supplying pictures of Brigitte pregnant and raising her children, Mr. Clare said they existed and would be presented in court where there are rules and standards. All right. It looks like the Macrons are ready for war. I mean, I'm going to tell you this right now. I don't give a shit about Candace Owens' money at all. This is a win-win. If the Macrons have to reveal that Brigitte Macron is a dude and that Emmanuel Macron is not only gay, but he's like trans gay, that fucking rules. That's an awesome story. If they don't, if Candace loses, then that means Brigitte Macron had to show everybody in the courtroom her pussy to prove Candace Owens wrong. And it's like, there's my pussy, and give her the finger. And Candace loses, and she has to pay the French president a bunch of money, and now she has something to talk about on her show forever. Remember that one time where I told that chick she had a dick, and she pulled out her pussy right in front of me in a courtroom? That was wild, right? That's a story you can tell, well, maybe not your grandkids, but your grandkids' friends, perhaps when they reach the right age. Look, if Candace Owens wins this lawsuit, funny for the French. If Candace Owens loses this lawsuit, I mean, first of all, I lose a bet because I don't think that's a biological woman. And she looks like Tan Mom. And two, we got a president's wife had to show her pussy in court to win a lawsuit. It rules either way. Landers says, which means fake pics the media and public can't comb over and judge. Well, what I think they're going to do is they're going to get all this stuff sealed. She will prove in court that she is a woman to a satisfactory degree for the court. You got to remember, this is Europe also. They're very politically correct, so they might take woman as post-op trans woman. And that might fuck over Candace Owens. However, if she does have to somehow display that she's a woman in court, they'll get that sealed. We will never see that. Ms. Tay says a chromosome test will solve it. That's true. Just take some blood. Take some blood and you're good to go. Bigot on Socialist Media says Candace probably has more of a future working a TMZ style show than political analyst. What a fucking idiot. I mean, her husband's got the money. And, at this point, Candace has got a buck or two of her own. I mean, she's had like 300,000 people watching her show on YouTube this week since she started talking about how, maybe Israel had something to do with Charlie Kirk's death. People want to hear that shit. So she's been making some money for filling up the coffers for that lawsuit, perhaps. Mr. Beast says, but just because it's on paper doesn't mean it's really her documents. I agree with that. I agree. McBuster says they could bring in an x-ray machine to the courtroom to look for ovaries. Well, if you have like a hysterectomy or something, don't the ovaries come out too? Ablo Pacheco says they still have to prove that Candace knew that what she said was false. Good luck proving that. That's a good point. Landers says, we got to that one. Real Jacks 2 says, yeah, she needs to prove she has Arby's in her pants. Where's Laura Loomer when you need her? Landers says, Aaron, that is definitely a dude. I mean, but at this point, all we have is our opinions on whether or not Brigitte Macron is a dude. It sounds like we might get what if she just whips out a giant cock? What if she's like, fuck this, I'm tired of the rumors. And or even better, Candace Owens pulls like an Ace Ventura where she's ripping off garments and then finally catches her tucking it. That's why Charlie Kirk is dead. He found Captain Winky. Who knows? The way this week has been going, there could be any number of fucking twists and turns to this whole story. Brian says, Aaron, it's going to be in American courts. Oh, fun. We have way more fun courts than they do. That won't fly. The Macrons are suing Candace in U.S. court. Okay. Bigot on socialist media says she's already backpedaled on the Israel, Kirk, and her receipts. Oh, has she really? Did she back down? Brian says Loomer is a troon also. I don't think so. I don't buy that one. Although I do think Loomer is insane. I think she was ashamed of her Jewish nose and she tried to have it worked on, and it just... Sometimes you hack away at shit enough and it fucks up. So, sometimes you have to, you got to do it right the first time, especially nose jobs. Nose jobs are very much a measure twice, cut once kind of proposition. You can't just go fucking hacking away like it's jungle brush, You got to cut that thing right the first time. Speaking of Israel and Charlie Kirk, I think this is, we're going to go over the turning point stuff tonight, and we're going to move on to other things. Thank you again. If you're just joining us, Jay Prizzle knocked out the entire goal today. Unbelievable. So it is officially a perfect week for the toe. Thank you, guys. We are 61 memberships away from 500 on Rumble, which is our all-time record. That's kind of a side pet project of mine. If you want to help out with that, go ahead. We do have a perk for tomorrow's Rumble Friday if we get to 500. So Candace Owens has been out there rabble-rousing, talking about how Bill Ackman and Seth Dillon of the Babylon Bee and Benjamin Netanyahu all like brought Charlie Kirk out to the Hamptons and said, hey, we're going to give you a shitload of money. You got to get back on the Israel train, buddy. We're going to fund Turning Point USA to the tune of, 9 figures they were talking about. And Charlie apparently turned them down. Now, if that is true, that is fucking ballsy on Charlie Kirk's part. Now, whether or not this is true and whether or not that caused Israel to have something to do with Charlie Kirk's murder, I will go on record. I'm with Nick Fuentes. I highly doubt it. I do think that Charlie Kirk was killed by a fucking Looney Tune, batshit, daddy rebellion, Discord obsessed, internet never touch grass douchebag. I've met enough of these people to know that those people are capable of violence. Those people are capable of murder because to them, it's a video game. These people are so sick, it's not even real to them. They don't even know what reality is. They've been in internet world for so long, they don't even know there is a real world. To them, they're living in Call of Duty. And they hate this Charlie Kirk guy, so they're going to take him out. I don't think Israel had anything to do with it. And I'll tell you why. if Israel was going to take out someone who was influential, why take out someone who was influential, who loved you, who thought you were great? He still supported Israel. He even said, I want them to win. I just think the way they're fighting this war and the way Benjamin Netanyahu's acting is kind of fucked up. Didn't even go that hard, really. So I don't think there was motivation. Charlie was still very useful to Israel. Now, you could say if Charlie has a change of heart and he goes anti-Israel, he's bringing all these young college kids, impressionable college kids with him. And college-age kids is already a demographic that Israel is fucking toasting. So maybe they, I don't know. I think we're giving the Israelis a lot more bloodlust than they have. However, what we are getting out of this is Benjamin Netanyahu is having to go on television and address from his office in Tel Aviv or Jerusalem, wherever he is. Benjamin Netanyahu had to address the nation and deny that he had Charlie Kirk murdered. This is madness. This is crazy. Also today, some guy in the Israeli government acknowledged they've got fucking space lasers and that they've been using the space lasers in Gaza. Remember when Jewish space lasers were a joke? It was hyperbole. It was like, yeah, Jewish space laser. Yeah, a Jewish guy today confirmed that they have not only have space lasers, but they're using said space lasers. This is what Candace Owens rabble-rousing the last few days has done to Benjamin Netanyahu.
Joseph Goebbels.
Whoa, coming out of the gate hot. You know, usually when I'm denying that I had someone killed, I go right to Goebbels. Yep. Go for Goebbels. That's what I do. Like, hey, I got to get on TV and I got to tell people that I didn't have a guy executed in front of the entire world. Yeah, well, who are you going to reference first? I was thinking Mahatma Gandhi. You know, I was thinking Martin Luther King Jr., Jesus, man. Well, Jesus, I'm a Jew. Maybe it's not the best. I just was thinking a peacemaker. All right, that's cool, BB, but hear me out. What do you think we swerve everybody and we go Goebbels first?
Nazi propaganda minister said that the bigger the lie, the faster it will spread. Well, somebody is probably...
That's true because it is interesting. The biggest lies are the most fun to talk about. And I'll be honest, when Candace was reading those text messages from the shooter to its partner, I was like, dude, this is so fake. I was like, this is such bullshit. Because it's like him laying out the prosecution's case for them. Either this is the dumbest motherfucker alive, and he was an internet-dwelling Discord kid, so that might be the case. I guess I have to remember that. Or those text messages are complete bullshit. It looked like a Smith, John speech. I ain't buying it.
A monstrous big lie that Israel had something to do with Charlie Kirk's horrific murder.
Nobody's saying that. Nick Fuentes isn't even saying that. There's literally only one person in the public eye that's saying that. This would be like me running up to a group of people and said, I didn't murder that Latino chick they found in David's car. No, nobody is credibly saying that you did. But I saw a guy say a thing. Dude, it's weird to us that you're shouting this at us when nobody was asking.
This is insane. It is false.
Well, easy. False, yes. Insane, no. You guys have a track record. I mean, you're the only country I know that just straight up admits that Assad assassinates people. Remember the pagers? You guys fucking blew up, you rigged pagers, distributed them to Hezbollah, and then blew them up. Regardless if a kid was holding it at the time or if a terrorist had it at the time or whatever. I mean, that's some ruthless, vile, evil shit. And now you want us to believe that you wouldn't bump somebody off if they got in your way? Dude, you're the pager people.
It is outrageous. Charlie Kirk was a giant, a once-in-a-century talent who defended freedom, defended America, defended our common Judeo-Christian civilization.
Now, Candace says that he was about to drop the Judeo part. I don't think I buy that either. He was very pious. He was into Israel. His wife was a Catholic. She was one of the good guys. But apparently he was praying the rosary and going to mass, according to Candace. And she said, there's only one step left for you to make. And I thought, Candace Owens would say it's grow a tiny mustache and start yelling at people. But no, she said you have to stop saying Judeo-Christian.
Charlie loved Israel. He loved the Jewish people. He told me so in a letter that he sent me just a few months ago.
That was such bullshit because it was a letter that people are now saying that Charlie wrote that was kind of critical of Bibi, and he was telling Bibi to his face, like, hey, look, dude, I think you're doing this, that, and the other thing wrong. Bibi released the letter, and he only showed like the first 2 sentences of Charlie going, I love you, bro. I think you're great. I consider you a friend. Multiple people have come out now. Max Blumenthal, a journalist, came out and said there was more to that letter, and Bibi didn't show it. This guy, you know what really worries me about what a demon he is? This guy will tell you bullshit right to your face, look at you, and not feel bad about it for a second. I mean, this guy is cold. When this guy has to go to court, he just bombs another country. When they're like, because in Israel, they have him on corruption charges. And the World Court has him up on war crimes. And every time they tell him he's got to show up for something, he bombs Iran, or he invades Syria, or he bombs Doha, or he bombs Yemen. I mean, this guy is a savage.
My greatest joys as a Christian, he said, is advocating for Israel and forming alliances with Jews to protect Judeo-Christian civilization.
First of all, it's Christian civilization. You didn't build shit. Shut the fuck up. You know what you guys built? Marxism. Congratulations. Good job. I don't like this. That's something that bothers me about Israel and bothers me about conservative Jews too, is they say this thing, Judeo-Christian, the Judeo-Christian world. Like, dude, you didn't build shit. Christian Europeans built the Western world. I mean, for you to tag along at the end and just put your stamp on it, I mean, that's very BlackRock of you.
He encouraged me to make the case directly to the American people about how vital Israel is to U.S. national security.
Oh, yeah, he's telling me we were going to go to the beach and we were going to hang out. He told me we were going to buy a little ranch together, the little rundown place, get it for cheap. We're going to fix it up nice. And they were going to grow alfalfa out in the yard, and they were going to raise chickens and goats and rabbits. And Charlie told me that I could tend the rabbits, and if any of the rabbits, if a fox got in there to mess with the rabbits, he'd bash their heads in with a goddamn stick. And then... yeah, that was our dream together. But then I squeezed a woman too hard in Gaza, and she died. Killed a puppy with my bare hands from petting him too hard, and all went to pot.
He told me, the Holy Land is so important to my life, it pains me to see support for Israel slip away.
Oh, he also told me that, Benjamin, you have been working out lately. Your traps are in fantastic condition. And I just wanted to tell you that I think you're probably the most handsome man I've ever met. He told me this. He told me all of this. Charlie wrote me a letter in which he said, your eyes are piercingly blue. They are like sapphires. They entrance me every time. Charlie was going to leave his wife for me. That is what he said in this letter. He was going to leave Erika so we could be together and we could form a Judeo-Christian gay union. And if the gay part bothered him, I told him I had no problem getting top and bottom surgery done so that I could be Charlie's partner. This was something I was willing to do for our love.
Now, if Charlie disagreed with a policy of mine or a decision here and there,
I just had him shut. I sent him an email.
Not only did I not mind, I welcomed it. This is the essence of Charlie. This is the essence of a free country.
That's right. You know, Benjamin Netanyahu, if you guys don't know this, he's known for being very agreeable to disagreement. He loves this Benjamin Netanyahu, guys, you wouldn't even believe it. He loves it when you tell him he's full of shit. He loves it when you call him a war criminal. He loves it when you call him Big Papa. He loves it when you tell him he sucks. He's a big fan of criticism.
It's exactly what Charlie stood for. And I knew that his suggestions always came from the heart, from his love for Israel and from his love for the Jewish people.
Oh, God.
A few weeks before his death,
He wrote me a letter and said he was going to convert.
spoke to Charlie. I invited him to visit Israel again. And sadly,
Whoa. Remember they all yelled at Candace Owens and told her she was full of shit because they said when he was at that Hampton summit with Ackman and Dillon and those wealthy Jewish guys that she said Benjamin Netanyahu contacted him while he was there and told him, why don't you come to Israel? We're going to work this whole thing out. And they said, no, Candace Owens is full of shit. That never happened. What was that, BB?
I invited him to visit Israel again.
When was that?
And from his love for the Jewish people. A few weeks before his death, I spoke to Charlie. I invited him to visit Israel again.
Funny. Would that be around the same time as the summit?
And sadly, that won't happen. Now some are peddling these disgusting rumors.
What?
Perhaps out of obsession, perhaps with Qatari funding.
Oh! Dude, nobody was saying this shit. The fact that you're bringing it up looks really fucking weird. Like you guys have been listening to me, you've been watching me now. I've been saying I don't think Israel did it. I don't think the Jews did it. I don't think this was an Israeli production. This guy needs to shut up because the longer BB talks, the more I go, holy shit, he might have killed Charlie Kirk. It's like Bill Murray when he was on with Rogan and he was talking about Bob Woodward's book about John Belushi. Bob Woodward, the guy who covered Nixon. And Bill Murray said, I got 5 pages into that book about Belushi and there were so many things wrong with it that I looked and I went, oh my God, they framed Nixon. He did. It's one of my favorite Rogan clips of all time. All right, finish up, BB. I got super chats and shit to read.
What I do know is this. Charlie Kirk was a great man, and a great man deserves honor, not lies. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. May your memory be a blessing.
Looks like a guy imitating a human. Grand Poobah with $1 says, do you suppose Michelle Obama is watching this trial thinking, I wonder if Brigitte Macrons has a bigger hog than me? Hunter with $5 says the texts were probably the shooter's idea of a big brain move to clear his boyfriend. No Pen 15 with $2 says it's the Israel version of I didn't choke slam my kid. That's another denial where you're just like, what the fuck are you doing? Jesus Christ. So BB had to come out and BB had to say, what? I had no idea. Me kill Charlie Kirk? No, never. I would never do that. He writes me letters all the time. We're totally cool. And now, like, even the Babylon Bee, which is run by Seth Dillon, totally in the pocket for Israel, the whole deal. Even he, when they posted their story on this, he's like, yeah, this is a bad look. Is he fucking with us? Speaking of Turning Point USA, the board voted unanimously to elect Erika Kirk as the new CEO and chair of the board. So anybody who kind of thought that maybe, and I'll be honest, I thought it. Anybody who thought that maybe they would hijack it, anybody who thought they might bring outside influences to Turning Point USA and kind of corrupt the whole deal, unless they can corrupt Erika Kirk, which, judging by that speech she gave, boy, I don't think you're going to be able to crack her. I think she's pretty set in her ways, and she's pretty bound and determined to continue her husband's work. Holy shit, man, that speech he gave last Friday, I felt like if you shot her, she'd just eat the bullet. She'd chew on it. She'd spit it right back out. That's a bad lady right there. They said in Ecclesiastes, King Solomon wrote, this was the statement from Turning Point today. King Solomon wrote that mankind is to be tested by God. Today we are facing such a test. Yet we also know that God has prepared us with everything we need to overcome this ordeal. It was the honor of our lives to serve as board members at Charlie's side. Charlie prepared all of us for a moment like this one. He worked tirelessly to ensure Turning Point USA was built to survive even the greatest tests. And now It is our great pride to announce Erika Kirk as the new CEO and chair of the board for Turning Point USA. Here's the deal, though, with her, is that I feel like a lot of different groups are going to try. They're going to give it their best shot to like corrupt her, throw money at her, everything else. I think she's got to look out for that. She's got to look out for that. Oh, God, we triggered the fuck out of one guy. Oh, my God. I haven't been in the chat for a while. By the way, knocked out today's goal right away. Thank you guys very much. Holy shit, somebody was having a fucking mental breakdown in our chat. Jesus. That was pretty wild. I don't know what it is about me, but I amp them up. I get them moved. I'm sorry, I keep saying it, but you got to be pretty fucking good at this to get people that riled up when everybody else just having a good time. Whoop my baby mama hoe ass. Says Charlie Kirk wasn't killed. It was the character of Kirk that was assassinated. Right now, Kirk and Epstein are on an island sipping the warm blood out of a few babies. Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, it's a guy who wants to suck Mersha's dick. Oh, well, that's one way to do it. Oh, I think I know that guy. Yeah, he's always been pretty unstable. He's always been a little fucked up. He's always had a weird thing for me, too. Okay, that makes I get that now. It makes a lot of sense. That guy's always been a little, the boy's a little off, to say the least. So Erika Kirk back in the driver's seat. We do have some new information about Charlie Kirk's killer, Tyler Robbins. I keep forgetting his name, which I'm so happy that I forget his name. Anytime I forget a mass shooter's name, I'm a happy guy. But I saw it now. So Tyler Robinson, we got some news about him today. Apparently, old Tyler was into some interesting video games. Old Tyler played a game called Furry Shades of Gay. Don't fucking look at me like I know what the fuck that is. It was an online video game. It's an LGBTQ themed game, and I guess it's about furries. And that's what the guy who killed Charlie Kirk liked to play. What a fucking waste of a human being. What a goddamn waste of a life that is. Unfucking believable. And that's the guy that killed Charlie Kirk. Jesus. Hey, guys, over 250 people checking out the show right now as football's about to start. Down from our norm? Yeah, but on a Thursday football day, on I think the second or third Thursday, we've been doing evening shows. I'll take it. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. Brian says Tyler is a patsy. Well, we'll see if he... We'll see if he holds up. We'll see if if he lives, if he hangs in there. I don't think he's a patsy. If they Oswald this guy, then I'll go with you on that. Nader P says JJ was the reason I stopped watching Daywave. I like Royce and Frozen, just couldn't stand JJ. I mean, he's a pretty toxic guy, but I think that's what he wants you to think. I think that's like his gimmick. I don't think he has much of a life outside the internet, so he's kind of the classic example of, and I'm sorry, JJ, but you are kind of that classic guy who, the real world isn't really where you feel welcome. So you created a persona online that's more akin to how you see yourself in your head. There's nothing wrong with that. You can totally pursue that. We're just a little more real here, buddy. Or you know what? Talk to me nice. Say you're sorry. Bend the knee. Maybe I'll bring you back and you can learn what an actual fun, decent show is like this one. Go ahead, guy. And maybe when you're all grown up, you can have a show that does as well as... Well, this is my B show. If you can't get over 250 for my B show, yikes. I got to get to this here. I don't know why I lost the link, but I don't know how many of you are familiar with Tectone. He's a I'm sorry, not Tectone. Asmongold. Asmongold is a streamer. He's kind of a political streamer, and he posted today that his father died. He has been taking time off from streaming. And in that time off from streaming, Asmongold has been taking care of his dad, who is sick. He announced today, I'm trying to find it. I believe it was Yeet on Twitter. I like his account. And Yeet was reporting that it... I'm going through Yeet's account right now, and it's got Steak and Shake is currently engaging in a proxy battle against Cracker Barrel. Oh, this is actually really funny. Holy shit, I just stumbled upon this. Look at this. Steak and Shake is in a proxy battle against Cracker Barrel, even using a billboard to get their message across. Steak and Shake is calling for the firing of the Cracker Barrel CEO over money drain, DEI, and reduced food quality claims. So in Nashville, Steak and Shake is putting up a billboard that says, #fire the CEO. I love shit like this. Is fun. Steak and Shake tweeted, yes, we are responsible for this billboard. Cracker Barrel's board failed its shareholders. It has spent over a decade fighting with one of its largest shareholders rather than collaborating for the good of the company. Cracker Barrel has been at the forefront of the DEI movement. At the same time, it has reduced food quality and burned millions on failed acquisitions. The board apparently has more regard for DEI than ROI. Damn, Steak and Shake. They're using beef tallow now, by the way. Now, we are running a proxy contest at our own expense to fire the CEO. Biglari is doing the work left undone by the board. Fire the CEO. Save Cracker Barrel. I mean, that's just good old wholesome American fun, if you ask me. I mean, he's right. I mean, did you see that they are now remodeling all of these stores that they were trying to make look like a 2015 Housewife's Kitchen with all the shiplap and bullshit? They're now redoing it and going back to the old Cracker Barrel look. Then there's the logo controversy, which lost them a shitload of money and they had to backtrack on. So they are kind of burning through capital with this CEO's dipshit, what did she call it? Her decolonizing ideas. So I side with Steak and Shake on this one. Here it is. This is what I was looking for. Asmongold announces his dad's passing. His dad had been sick for some time, said a few days ago, my father passed away. It's difficult for me to even find the words for the emptiness it leaves me with. He was my last family member in the state, and I was there with him until the end. I will endure, but I don't think I'll ever be the same. Love you, Pa. That sucks a giant dick. I mean, rest in peace to Asmongold's dad. It's like my dad is older, but I wouldn't say my dad is like at that age where I'm thinking about that. He's like 65. He's just turned 65 about a month ago. And that, I mean, when somebody else's dad dies, it's hard for you not to kind of put yourself in those shoes, and it's hard for you not to think about it yourself. And that's just that. I don't know about you, but that's a day that I just kind of put off in my head and just go, yeah, it's never going to happen. That's not, yeah, it'll happen someday, but it's not happening today. So I'm not even going to think. It's just such an unpleasant thought that you just put it out of your head. You know, Charles Barkley once said about death, he goes, you can't be afraid of death because you can't be afraid of something that's going to happen. That's inevitable. So I don't really spend a lot of my time worrying about death and dying and other people dying and shit like that, because it's like, look, when it happens, it's going to happen. There's no sense in shaking in your boots over it. This was kind of nice, in the midst of all this Chris popping and wrist watching, and I just sit back and just watch and just get nauseous. Hassan Piker, who is no fan of Asmongold, actually did say, I believe, some nice things today.
Community member of ours, as a matter of fact, passed away a couple days ago. Asmongold's dad, unfortunately succumbed to a battle with pancreatic cancer.
That one's a bitch. Pancreatic cancer. Pancreatic cancer is no way to go for anybody.
He said A few days ago, my father passed away. It's difficult for me to even find the words for the emptiness it leaves me with. He was my last family member in the state, and I was there with him until the end. I will endure, but I don't think I'll ever be the same. I love you, Pa, he says. Yeah. His dad was a pretty chill dude. I never actually personally met him, but I know he was like in here quite a bit, as a matter of fact. And check his last message in the chat. What did he say? Happy birthday, Hassan. Aw. Oh my God, he was a sound dandy as well. Yeah.
All right. I forgot how fucking boring Hassan Piker is. Holy shit. I almost fell asleep doing my own show. Jesus, Hassan, let's pick up the energy a little bit. I know it's a death dedication, but God, put a little oomph in there. I think Nicole says it right in the chat. Hassan sucks. Indeed he does. But it was nice of him to at least say something nice about Hassan, or I keep wanting to call him Tectone, Asmongold's dad. They'll get back to trashing each other within a week or two, but it's nice that they do that now. Matthew Q with $2. Thank you very much. Says Midwest Fur Festival will be held in Chicago, Illinois this year. I believe around December, and last year's event had over 18,000 people there. 18,000 people go to Furry Fest every year. 18,000. Turtle Steel Shell says pancreatic cancer pancreatic cancer landmine fields. Thank you. Real Jack says too bad Hassan didn't send one of those pagers to Hassan. Whoa. How dare you? How dare you? Oh, Steel Toe Sucks is mad. He's seething about someone being in denial about what they are. He says, Aaron's made plenty of map jokes himself. Right. And when you make those jokes, you don't get to get pissy and mad if people want to call you a pedo. That's part of doing edgy humor. When you do edgy humor, people get to take your jokes and go. They get to have the opinion that, that guy might be into that. See, I don't cry like a little bitch. I live in the real world. I know how this broadcasting game works because I'm a pro at it, unlike your boy. And so when I make a joke about something, I am completely at peace with the fact that people can take that and run with it however they want. Oh, are you just sad that it doesn't bother me? Poor baby. We got plenty of tissues here to cry in our chat. People do it all the time, kiddo. You'll be all right. So we have now Hassan. This was, okay. This may have been the same day. Or the day before. I believe this was the day before Asmongold's dad passed away. So let me give you a little. So you watched Hassan Piker today after Asmongold announced that his dad died. This is Hassan Piker talking about Asmongold while dad's still alive, just like yesterday.
Yeah. Slasher says the government is scapegoating social media, chat, and video games under the guise of political de-radicalization as a way to censor the internet. Meanwhile, all the free speech guys cheer this on because they want certain streamers banned over personal vendettas. It is pathetic. They don't understand it. There is a reason why I have, especially in the aftermath of October 7, consistently said, whenever people go, hey, shouldn't this person be deplatformed? I've consistently said, I am not going to advocate for deplatforming anyone, especially.
Holy fuck. He is a goddamn snooze fest. This never happens to me. I can't even comment on the shit this guy says because there's no content. There's no substance to anything he's saying. This is why I think everybody's a plant. This is why I think everyone's bought. This is why, because I watch them and I go, I'm better than all these people. I'm more entertaining than all these people. But I say naughty words. I say terrible words. I will never be allowed to reach any kind of heights. I run my fucking mouth too much. And I've got a bit of baggage. But like these guys are so propped up by dark money. They have to be, because they did not get to where they are on skill and talent. They don't have any.
Because I know that the crosshairs are on me first and foremost. Okay? Of course, that hasn't stopped Asmongold, Tectone, and numerous others that have actively advocated not only for deplatforming, but for the government to literally take action.
This guy, I tell you what, and I got to get away from Hassan. He's audience repellent. But it is funny that he could be talking about Israel. He could be talking about Charlie Kirk. He could be talking about Jimmy Kimmel. It's kind of like the steel toe haters. No matter what they're talking about, it all comes back to daddy. Same thing with Hassan Piker and Tectone and Asmongold. That's why I keep getting Asmongold and Tectone fucked up, because Hassan always talks about those two interchangeably. Or Ethan Klein. And he'll just go, yeah, Jimmy Kimmel thing, but it's kind of like Asmongold and this other guy. And you're just like, oh, God. Hassan, you're going to be okay, buddy. You're going to be okay. Wally World gifting a membership to Nicole. Got that one. Awesome. Even 60 memberships away from our all-time record of 500. Boy, are we close to that all-time record. Bigot on Socialist Media says Hassan doesn't seem edgy or offensive. He just seems boring. And isn't that the tragedy of Hassan Piker? The tragedy of Hassan Piker is that he's not edgy. He's not wild and crazy. He's not anything like that. He's just a bore. Taste Fairy Ialto says, do you think Hassan enjoys his career? He'd fucking better. I enjoy this thing that I do. And it's, the last 10 minutes of the show, like, oh, God, we're falling short. Except this morning. That was a lot of fun. You guys rallied like fucking. I hate it when I accept my L and I go, we're not begging. No begging today. We're just, you know what? We've had a great week. We're going to take a big L. And then you guys rally up. And I'm like, now it sounds like by not begging, that's a not beg. But in reality, you guys just want to control the show. I love you. You're fantastic. I love doing this. I get pumped to do, especially the morning show, where there's, you're talking anywhere from 600 to 800 people at a time watching. Thousands and thousands of people watch every show across 5 different platforms. I get so excited to do that morning show. And, it's a small audience. We're a central Minnesota radio show that took our show to the internet. Nobody could have done what we did, but it's a small audience. We brought our hardcores with us. Now you're Hassan Piker and you have tens of thousands of people watching you at a time, hundreds of thousands, probably millions of people every month watch your program. And God, he'd better love it. He'd better think it's the greatest gig in the world because he's blessed, but he always seems so angry about it, like it's hurting him. We got Chevrolet JB with $5. Says, Lamau, when you smile, you got 2 chins and 3 cheeks. You need more DDP, old man. I did do, I did some hitting and I did some DDP yoga this week. I'm sorry, not this week, today. Thank you. Rabbi Smoothie says Bubba did it. Bubba did not come from market fucking 215 and take his show to the internet. Bubba was a major market player, and then he was a syndicated player, and then he followed Howard Stern on Sirius XM. I was just getting going. I was the number one guy in a nothing market, and I built such a following that I was able to bring it here, and for 5 years now, we've been doing it this way and doing it our way, even though it might hurt us sometimes. So, again, thank you guys. No goal tonight, but thank you guys very much for when you do hit it. There's going to be a day, I think it's a week from next Tuesday, where we are going to be goal-free. It's whatever the last day of the month is. We're looking good. I'm anticipating another perfect week next week, which, might be my head being too big or whatever. But if it stays perfect, I believe that the September 30th is going to be goal-free. Mr. Beat says, Alex Stein thinks Karmic X needs to be your in-house co-host. I would love to do a show with Karmic X. I've said that before. I think Karmic would be a great second mic. I think Karmic would be a great number 2 guy. I'll tell you why. He follows what you're doing and he reacts. And he's got zip and he's got vim and vigor. I think Karmic would be, throw it out there to him because I don't fuck around with any of this stuff. Somebody get word out to Karmic that Steel Toe would love to do a show with him. Love to do a show with Karmic X. And by the way, Alex Stein, love him, said I'm funny and a good broadcaster. Anything negative he says about me, it's allowed. He said those two things. Lifetime pass for that guy. He's awesome for many other reasons. Mad Move says, Mersh did it. Oh, wait, you mean be successful, not get your car repoed. Well, live in Section 8, get your car repoed. Be jealous of Steel Toe. That's the saddest part. That is the saddest part. We're not, like, we have the same, I mean, my audience in the morning is bigger than his Nightwave audience, but still, like, I mean, he's doing fine-ish, isn't he? Oof. Imagine looking up at Steel Toe and then trying to deny it. Karmic makes autistics look bad, says Rubicon. McBuster says, got to clear everything with Brennan first. Brennan and I are very cool. Brennan and I are cool. In fact, I can't wait to go on MLC again. Brennan and I are cool. I think he'd be fine. If not, look, I'd go sit down with the Don and I'd pay homage. And I'd say, hey, can I use your boy some mornings? And I think Kevin would be fine with that. But if I got to ask Kevin first, if in order to get my bride, I have to ask for Dad's permission, I'm old school like that. I think Mersh is harmless, says Bigot on socialist media. Literally, the only time Aaron pokes him is when he's reacting to Mersh being stupid. And that's it. That's all I do. And I got to give the poor guy content. What's he going to do without me? He wouldn't have revitalized himself. I'm a career saver, baby. This is great. Kamala Harris, there's a new report out today that Kamala Harris, they wanted her to pick Pete Buttigieg as her running mate because apparently they just really wanted to see how badly they could lose. I think the Democrats' plan was, what if we fuck around and try to lose all 50 states? Let's see if it can be done. Kamala was given Pete Buttigieg as her running mate, said no. She said it was too risky to pick a gay man, that if she was going to pick a running mate, she needed to pick someone that wasn't gay, that was in fact far away from gay. That was the Democratic Party's best example of a masculine dude. And you know who they settled on? Minnesota's own Tim fucking Walz. Pete Buttigieg, too gay. Get me a real man, Tim Walz. How do you feel if you're that guy Shapiro in Pennsylvania and you found out that you were picked over by Tim Walz in a dude contest? Fuck. Chevrolet JB with $5 says, still think you should send Theo Vaughn an email. You got a story. Glory. I mean, does Theo want to hear the story? Ryan the Garbage Man says, it's pronounced butterkeg. Fair enough. Hunter with $5 says Hassan has repeatedly stated he despises his audience and hates his job with a passion. God, I can't imagine. Like, honest to God, man, like the worst day of missing the goal here or even hitting the goal when you're like, come on, let's go. And you're giving him 10 extra minutes or whatever. Like doing that, I still feel so lucky and blessed to have my audience and my show and my audience size be the same as what it was when we came over on Twitch. I love that. I would rather do that than do anything else I've ever done. So the fact that that guy hates his audience and hates doing his show and says it openly, that's just fucking off. Then, you know what? Give your platform and your show to somebody who's more entertaining. They can be left-wing. That's fine. It's somebody who can use it and do a good job with it. People are talking a lot of shit about Mersh tonight. I don't really know if that's not very nice. Why? Why would you do that? Mersh is as entertaining as reading the hand dryer instructions in a public restroom. That's unkind. 09 Canyon, Mersh is nice to cats. I don't watch anything but his cat videos, so he's fine in my eyes. There we go. There we go. See, now that's better. That's peaceful. That's nice. So, her top. So to be clear, Kamala Harris's top pick for her running mate was Pete Buttigieg. She wanted him, but the gay thing, she said, too big of a risk for a black woman to run with a gay man. So we can say that Kamala Harris has better political instincts than we thought she did. Because remember, we thought she was just some brain dead wine-aunt, and she still might be. But at least she knew. She's like, crazy black lady, gay dude, great if we're, casting the real world. Not so good if we're trying to build a presidential ticket. But don't worry, she picked the guy that is all man. She picked the guy who is a real guy's guy, and this dude. That's the man. She was like, hey, I can't pick a gay dude. He might do things like have effeminate hand gestures and put off voters. I need this guy. If he blows a kiss before he leaves, God bless, that would be the greatest thing.
Thanks, everybody.
Wearing a mask in 2024. The fuck are you trying to prove? Jesus Christ. Who looks at this guy and goes, leadership? He's running for a third term here in Minnesota as governor. I mean, don't do us any favors, Gov. He turned a $17 billion surplus into a $6 billion deficit. But anyway, as Carmick would say, I digress. Who looks at him and goes, leader? We got to put that guy in the Naval Observatory.
Thanks for doing the work.
By the way, put me on the record as saying he will win that third term. Minnesota is that Democratic. He will win that third term here in Minnesota. I know his approval ratings are down, and I know that it doesn't look as good. But I still think Minnesota is so hard to the left that, and I think the Republicans pick such dog shit candidates for governor, I think he's going to end up winning a third term. 09 Canyon says Walz is paler than Biden and doughier than 4-4 Ron. My name is not spelled with fours. Rabbi, you guys especially got to drop that shit because he probably murdered that girl. Rabbi Smoothie says, that's funny. I was just thinking leadership. See? Kraken Slappin' says, Chicken the Burqa has a lot of forehead. I know. I got her email and I wrote to her and I'm like, honey, you got to take that burqa off. You got to let that forehead show. Some of us are into that kind of thing. This dovetails very well into our next topic, which is Minnesota related. In fact, it is a Minnesota story. They came out with their first indictments in that housing stabilization services fraud investigation. So try to keep your Minnesota welfare fraud scandals separated. So there's the food stamp scandal. That was a bunch of Somalis buying Somali grocery store owners buying food stamps from people for pennies on the dollar and then turning them into the government for the full value of the food stamps. That was a fun one. Then there was the daycare scandal. Now, that one was way different than the other scandal. You see, that was a bunch of Somalis writing down the names of kids at a daycare that were never actually there, turning in that list, and then getting a shitload of money from the government. Then there was a third scandal, which was totally different from the other two scandals. It was called the Feeding Our Future scandal here in Minnesota. You see what that one was, and that was way different from the other two, was it was a bunch of Somalis who were saying that they were serving a bunch of underprivileged people meals, and then they were taking those lists and they were mailing them into the government, and then they were getting a shitload of money for it. Okay, so now there's this new one, okay, called the Housing Stabilization Services fraud case. Now, this one is way different than the other three because this one is a bunch of Somalis writing down handicapped people's names and services they provided for those handicapped people so they could stay in their own homes and then never performing those tasks, turning it into the government and getting a fuckload of money from it. So as you can see, we really don't have any kind of pattern, so it's easy to tell a difference between all of these scandals. Rusty Grammer with $1 says Chevrolet JB needs his mod back, Jack. You know what? I'll do that right now before we start this story. $1 from Red Fox Mad says, I bet this girl could beat Aaron at wrestling. Oh, she better not. And Professor Tie-Dye with $1 says, can you ask SP which of your chins is her favorite and report back? Yeah. Fine. Yeah. You know what? I would love to. I mean, honestly, that would not cause me trauma. It would not cause me pain at all. I think it would be great. I think it would be fun for all of us. I think it's a fun little field trip kind of a thing for Steel Toe. And in no way is that you guys being toxic towards the host of your show whatsoever. So thank you for that. Anyway, they came out with this Minnesota Housing Stabilization Services fraud case, and they have their first indictments. We have our first raids. We have our first homes. We have our first indictments. We got all the basics. Now, this, I think this story is from, I think this video is from July. So I don't think this is the actual.
Tonight, people took advantage of a program designed to help seniors and those with disabilities find housing.
No, this is the search warrants one. I got to find here, Minnesota Housing Stabilization Indictments. That's what we're looking for. That's what we have. Oh, wow. I'm not seeing. Here we go. Eyewitness News has it. I was going to say I'm not seeing any video stories for any of this. Why isn't the Minnesota media reporting more of this? All right, here we go. This is 22 minutes long. Fucking hell, you guys. Do we really have to do the 22-minute long one? Boy, you really don't want us. You don't want us giving this a lot of play, do you? Care 11. Here we go. Care 11 will have it for us. Care 11 will have the. Nope, they don't have the video. They don't have a video report either. It's not that, guys. It's just not that important, I suppose. Hey, CBS News. Maybe CBS News will give us a video version of this story. Yes, they are.
Was spent on real estate half a world away.
That is one of the stunning charges made today in what federal prosecutors call a massive fraud scheme. So far, they say about $8 million of taxpayer money is stolen. As Frankie McLister reports, the acting U.S. attorney says this is just the first wave of charges.
Now, remember, the first three problems with fraud in the state of Minnesota had to do with Somalis making shit up, turning it in, and getting a shitload of money from the government. Listen to how this one's different.
The level of fraud in these programs is staggering. Unfortunately, our system of trust but verify no longer works.
How about that? We had a system called Trust and Verify in Minnesota for its entire existence. I wonder what changed in Minnesota that system doesn't work anymore. I guess we got to go through the list of things that have changed about Minnesota and then, try to connect some dots, and I'm sure it'll be really, really difficult.
Red flag in this housing assistance program, according to the acting U.S. attorney, the cost ballooning from a projected $2.5 million in 2020 to $104 million in 2024.
And you think $8 million is all the fraud there is? Bro, it is way worse than $8 million. It's going to be $80 million by the time you're done investigating this. Oh, no.
And he says that means a lot of money is still missing.
We're going to charge this case in waves as we develop the evidence for individual defendants and companies.
We're going to charge this in waves because we're pretty sure if we come out with all the indictments and the people and their names and how much money they stole, we're pretty sure there's going to be a shitload of hate crimes and Minnesota might turn red.
Thursday, the first wave of federal wire fraud charges were filed against 8 defendants in the Twin Cities. They'd allegedly advertise housing assistance.
Hey, guys, do you think they're going to show us? Do you think they'll list off the 8 defendants, and do you think they'll show us their photos? I mean, that would be fair, right?
And bill the state for services, but not actually provide those services.
They identified vulnerable individuals.
Yeah.
Medicaid-eligible individuals, many of whom were being released from drug or alcohol rehab facilities.
Documents identify defendants as a group of 4 working in St. Paul, accused of defrauding the government.
No, you are not going to fucking do this, are you? Really? You're going to do this? Federal fraud charges. They're listed as 4 people in St. Paul, 2 people in Little Canada, 1 person in Brooklyn Park. I was joking, but they're really not going to show us or tell us who they are? Oh, this is too great. This is awesome.
Of more than $2 million. And a father-son duo running a little... Documents identify defendants as a group of 4 working in St. Paul.
No, they didn't. Charging documents did not list them as a group of 4 working in St. Paul. They listed their names. Have some fucking balls. Hey, asshole, when you guys in the media won't say who it is, that signals to the rest of us that you know what the fucking problem is. And you're too guilty, white, and liberal in Minneapolis to admit what the problem is. But you know that's why you won't say the name. Because nobody's hurting these people. Nobody's committing hate crimes against these people. Nobody's harming a hair on their head. So you know that's not going to happen. They hide behind that, though. They're like, oh, we don't want any anti-Somali violence. There never would be any, and there isn't any. It doesn't exist in Minnesota. But they know what you will have. Holy shit, maybe the juice isn't worth the squeeze with bringing all these Somalis in here.
Accused of defrauding the government of more...
They seem to be fucking robbing us blind.
More than $2 million. And a father-son duo running a Little Canada business, they did that too.
Father and son business. What were their names? Jake and Paul and Frank and Tommy and what were their names? I'm interested. I would really like to know their names. I mean, they're defrauding people. Maybe I know them.
Charges also say a man with a company registered in Brooklyn Park stole more than $2.7 million.
You know what they call Brooklyn Park here in Minnesota? This is a fun one. Can dazzle your friends with this at your next cocktail party. You know what they call Brooklyn Park here? Crooklyn Dark. Crooklyn Dark. Oh, SP wrote back. She said, I like all your chins, babe. You know that. Well, there you go, guys. You got your answer. It's all the chins.
And his brother used his Roseville business to rip off another $1 million. A federal indictment says one of the suspects, quote,
They blurred it out because the names are... You've got to be shitting me. 4 more years. 4 more years. 4 more years. 4 more years. Jesus.
Invested in real estate in Kenya and, quote, leased a Mercedes-Benz. It's not clear how the others spent their money, but lawmakers from both parties want answers.
I'm grateful to...
So you stole our fucking money and you bought real estate in Kenya, you piece of shit. Oh my God. Then I'm just writing this down. I want this for a clip, and I think I want the Netanyahu thing for a clip. Both of those were fun tonight. I was supposed to be done clipping for the week. I've got like 6 of them that I need to upload.
To folks for pursuing this, and then just a lot of anger that public resources that were intended to support vulnerable people ended up lining somebody's pockets.
He described it himself as a flood of fraud. We have a scenario here where it's become this cesspool of corruption.
Thompson draws.
Would you like to tell us who these people are who have been stealing all of our money?
Parallels to other well-known fraud schemes like Feeding Our Future.
Yeah, who was in that one? By the way, we have a minute left in this story. Do you think they're going to name names or no?
Dozens have been charged and tried in that $250 million operation.
We've been developing our skills over the years, starting with Feeding Our Future and other.
So by the time this one's done, and you get the daycare one, you get Feeding Our Future, it's going to be nearly $500 million of fraud that we've found.
Their cases. And so I think the team is good at what it does.
Yeah.
As you've seen with these cases, but can we charge everyone? No.
Frankie McLister, WCCO News.
The Department of Human Services says it stopped payments to those 4 companies only a few months ago.
Are you going to tell them
Last month, the department moved to cancel the entire program.
Yeah?
A new statement from the DHS Inspector General says the department is moving aggressively to review billing data to identify red flags across our programs.
You only have
and stop
20
payments
seconds.
to
What are their
fraudulent
names?
Providers. Yesterday, Governor Tim Walz
Governor
issued
Walz.
an executive
He'll
order
tell
to
us.
use new data sharing laws to fight fraud.
13
He said
seconds,
in part,
guys, to
while we
tell
will
us
continue
what's up.
to urge the legislature
I mean,
to
Tim
take
Walz
further
wants to
action,
protect our tax
this
money,
executive
doesn't
order
he?
gives our agencies additional tools to safeguard taxpayer dollars.
Oh, well, it looks like they didn't want to tell us what their names were. Maybe the article will have it. Should we see if the article has it? Oh, so if you read the actual article, you can see it. But the one that goes on TV and YouTube, they just slip their mind. Here are the names, just some decent Minnesotans who got caught up in some bad news. Minnesotans like Mokhtar Hassan Aden. That to me sounds as Swedish as they come. Mustafa Daib Ali. That might be more Finnish than Swedish. Adifata Mohamud Mohamed. That is German, clearly. Christopher Adezoji Falade. Polak, if I've ever heard one. Emmanuel Oladumiblade Falade. You made that name up. There's no way your name is Emmanuel Oluwademalade Falade. You lost they didn't name you. Your parents hated you in Somalia. So they didn't give you a name. So when you got here, they just made noises with their face, and that's what came out. His name is Emmanuel Oluwademalade Falade. All right, that sounds good. Go head over there, and we're going to check you for lice. Assad Ahmed Adaw and Anwar Ahmed Adaw. Oh, they were brothers. Or as Ilhan Omar calls them, potential partners. Taste Fairy Ielto says, gotta love WCCO, the good neighbor, my ass. Well, they are a good neighbor. You know, they're such a good neighbor, they won't even give out your name if you commit a crime, unless you're white. Ryan the Garbage Man says, oh, Irishman with a touch of Scotch. Yeah, it's what it sounded like to me. MSO says, those damn Irish. Fox 9 said that Erika Kirk is the new CEO of Turning Point. Yes. Nancy Mace seen calling it Tranny Point USA. Whoa. What? Nancy Mace did not call it Tranny Point USA. I refuse to believe that Nancy Mace said that. Nancy Mace, she would never. Was doing a speech. Yeah, when I type in Nancy Mace tranny, this is all I get. Oh, this was funny when she was giving that speech.
Does your husband call you babe? I'm not married. Okay, so even better.
You hear that, boys? She ain't married.
I don't care. Okay, so I would like for you to apologize, but is derogatory, and second of all... Is tranny derogatory to you?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Go back. I forgot about the voice change.
Tranny derogatory to you?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I would like for you to apologize, but is derogatory, and second of all... Is tranny derogatory to you?
Well, yeah. It sounds like a burp.
I don't care. Okay, so I would like for you to apologize, but is derogatory, and second of all... Is tranny derogatory to you?
Well, yeah. It sounded like they drank too much carbonated soda.
Yeah.
Of course the fuck it is.
Tranny. Yeah, tranny.
She's such a bitch.
If that's derogatory, you already...
Are you stealing one of the houseplants? You fucking bastard. So that's what comes up when you go Nancy Mace and tranny. Here's one from 3 hours ago. Nancy Mace goes scorched earth on Don Lemon. Really? What's with she looks nice today. I like what she did with her hair. She got it all nice and tied back in a bun.
transgender, was a tranny. Come on, let's be honest about this.
That's disrespectful.
Oh, it's Don. Oh, Don's right there. What up, Donnie? I didn't even know you worked still.
I really don't care because there are a lot of trannies out there that want me dead because I'm a rape victim who wants privacy in the bathroom. The trannies can F off. I don't care. They want to kill me and they're not going to.
How would you like it if someone called you out of your name? If they called you a B word or any of that, how would you feel?
These people are calling me a cunt and all these awful names.
She's the best. She doesn't bother with C word, any of that shit.
How would you feel?
These people are calling me a cunt and all these awful names online. Are you kidding me? Come on. They are the most egregious, most violent people on earth. They are mentally ill and should be in a straitjacket with a hard steel lock on it.
Falling in love, you guys? This is, what's this one? What's this clip? Now I just want to watch Nancy Mace clips.
Pulling this together, another year, another standing room only event. And when I woke up this morning at 7, I was getting...
She's got like an Alexandra Daddario vibe about her.
Picked up at 7:45. Patrick, my fiance, tried to pull me by my waist over this morning in bed.
Uh-oh, my fiance. That's not good. Because remember in the last one, she said she's not married. Did it fall apart?
I was like, no, baby, we don't got time for that this morning. I got to get to the prayer breakfast. And I got to...
Did she really just say, I cock blocked my husband? I said, or my fiance, I said, baby, we can't fuck today. I got to go to the prayer breakfast. Oh, honey, I can't take any dick right now. I got to go talk to Jesus. It fucking based.
And I was getting picked up at 7:45. Patrick, my fiance, tried to pull me by my waist over this morning in bed. And I was like, no, baby, we don't got time for that this morning. I got to get to the prayer breakfast. And I got to be on time. And a little TMI. But he can wait. I'll see him later tonight. But I was...
You can't talk about taking dick at a prayer breakfast. I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to do that. Like, what? We got to go with WWKD. What would Kirk do? I don't think Charlie Kirk would be up there being like, I'm really glad to be here, and we're going to talk about Jesus today, and I'm going to fuck the shit out of my wife when I get home. I don't think that's how we're supposed to talk at the prayer breakfast. Is that what we got? We got the... Oh, is this the one where she said, tranny? Where's that clip? Oh, boy. Here's another one. This was about the Charlie Kirk deal.
This shit ends. And, enough is enough. And now I have to deal with real safety concerns. It sounds like the shooter was a tranny or pro-tranny. And just because I want to protect women, that I'm worried about getting murdered? Are you fucking kidding me? It's out of control, and enough is enough. And I'm going to double down on this. I'm going to be more vigilant than ever. I'm going to be louder than I've ever been until this shit stops.
You know what? I've got to say, if she wants to go ahead and take up the man, if she says we're releasing the Epstein files, I'm ready to make her the next president of the United States. I'm ready. Oh, I think this is the clip that I wanted, and then we'll move on. I'm sorry. Now I'm in a Nancy Mace loop.
Mr. Chairman, parliamentary inquiry.
Yes, sir.
The gentlelady has used a phrase that is considered a slur in the LGBTQ community and the transgender community. And let me please finish without interruption. And
tranny. I don't really care. You want penises in women's bathrooms, and I'm not going to have it.
Okay.
No, thank you.
It's
disgusting.
Oh, man. You can't handle her. You can't. And didn't she get into like a ghetto fight with, what's her, Jasmine Crockett? Didn't she get into like an "oh no you didn't" with Jasmine Crockett one time? All right, this is I swear this is the last one. That might have been Marjorie Taylor Greene I'm thinking of. Nope, it's okay. Yes.
So she gonna keep saying
She gonna keep saying that's funny. Didn't you go to like Rhodes or something? Well, you fee, baby. Every time I see you talking, I see you like, well, this is a wonderful time, and we're just going to do such a great job in Congress, and we're going to fight for the people who elected me in my district in Houston. If she gonna be talking about tranny shit, fuck.
So she gonna keep saying trans, so that people will feel threatened. And child,
you gotta love a hair flip in Congress. It's so classy.
Threatened and child. Listen, I want y'all
I
to
am
tell
no
me
child.
whether or
Do
not
call me a child. I am no child.
I want
Don't
to
even
find
start.
out
I am a grown
which
woman.
of those
I'm 47 years
emails
old. I have broken
actually
more
have.
glass ceilings than you
Chairman,
ever
I
will.
am reclaiming my time.
You will not do that. I
Order.
am not a child.
I am reclaiming my time.
If you want to take it outside,
Mr. Chairman of Committee.
Oh, shit. Nancy Mace wants to grab a little hair extensions and throw them around. Oh, shit.
Is not in order.
Order.
Point of order. Point of order.
Order.
You want to take it out. I think Nancy Mace has more balls than most of the guys in that Congress, except Thomas Massey, of course. Carlos Cameo with $1 says Aaron might be about to move to South Carolina because of her. No, I've got a fucking beautiful woman right here. I'm just saying, if you're gonna be with a Nancy Mace, you fucking better have your balls ready to go, my friend. Oh man, my money is on Mace, says Chevrolet JB. Well, yeah, because like, what's her name? Jasmine Crockett is like fake ghetto. She's not the real deal. She's a privileged kid. She went to a great school. She probably can't throw down. Nancy Mace, she's probably gotten drunk at a VFW and grabbed handfuls of hair and swung bitches around by him, I bet. She's been white trash before. Subi says, man, fuck women in politics. Should be in the kitchen with their emotional outbursts. That's a good classic take right there. Rabbi Smoothie says, Mace on my face. Of course. All right. Somebody told me that I would not win in a wrestling match with this girl. Look, anybody would beat me in a wrestling match. I don't know how to fucking wrestle. I've done pro wrestling, but I can't do this amateur wrestling shit. I don't know what this is.
Her latest match, McKinney demonstrated why she's a force to be reckoned with. Known for her powerful leg cradles and strategic...
So wait a minute. She just chokes bitches out with her legs and then smiles at people?
...moves. She executed a flawless performance that earned her yet another victory. Her ability to maintain control and strike a pose mid-match...
That looks like... It literally looks like a National Geographic video of like a boa constrictor slowly breaking the back of an antelope.
Not only won her matches, but also the hearts of fans worldwide. McKinney's list of achievements is impressive. She holds multiple medals, including the prestigious Under-14 California State Freestyle Championship. Her record speaks volumes about her dedication.
How demoralizing is that someone's just like snapping your body in half with their legs and she's posing for pictures while she does it?
Boasting 47 wins, 20 losses and 33 pins 5. Each medal and trophy is a testament to her hard work and relentless pursuit of excellence. When it comes to her wrestling style, McKinney is known for her aggressive yet calculated approach. She combines strength with technique, making her a formidable opponent on the mat.
You gotta bridge out of that shit. Don't let her put your shoulders down.
Like the leg cradle, are executed with precision and confidence. Often.
So, like, is she an Olympian or is this like a high school wrestler? I can't imagine that if you're like trying out for the Olympics, everybody like has to be pretty good, and you're not able to fucking cradle people up like that with her legs. She's got to be like a high school kid. Yeah, she's 13 years old. That makes more sense because it's like if she was like 17, 18, 19 and she's like going to the Olympics and shit, you can't. They don't do that to people. People in the chat going tranny. Unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, she's really good, but like she's good wrestling girls who are there's not that many girls in wrestling, period. So at 13 years old, maybe she'll be in the Olympics someday. She's kind of a dick though. Like if you're going to wrap people up with your legs and then you're going to do one of these and like this, it's like somebody comes by and just curb stomps you. Text coming in. The next girl high school wrestling champion will be a guy who transitioned 30 minutes ago. They're saving her for like if one of those comes along, like one of the trans women comes along, they'll be like, all right, send out McKinley. She'll be able to stop her. Destiny tried to do a Charlie Kirk style event, and the crowd just constantly heckles him. Oh, no way. Did this really happen? Destiny went outside? Tell us. Like, how many miles of cock have you sucked?
Half as many as you, sir.
Jesus. Maybe not kind of the way he wanted this event to start. Is that kind of like, he's been kind of an asshole about the whole Charlie Kirk thing. And he said a lot of shitty stuff, especially on that Piers Morgan episode. But is this like a in poor taste, like kind of a fuck you to Charlie Kirk? Because he didn't like him, so this isn't like a tribute. Ugh, this edgelord shit. What a terrible comeback too. A guy's like, how many cocks have you sucked today? That's as many as you. Good one. We got him. Somebody wrote, Nick Fuentes is a big fan of Destiny. Oh, no. Did we ever confirm if that was Nick Fuentes fucking around with Destiny in that video, or did people just want to say that?
It's literally...
I've never watched it because I'm not going to watch gay porn to own the libs. That was the weirdest thing when that thing came out. And people were like, yeah, you see Nick Fuentes sucking Destiny's dick on camera? I'm like, no. Why? What are you, a libtard? No, just not gay, thank you. I'm not going to watch a man suck another man's cock. That's, and full stop. There's no qualifiers to that whatsoever. Come on, man, we got to own the libs. Nope. You don't own the libs by watching gay porn. I'm sorry.
It's literally Thanksgiving, and everybody's watching Destiny go to town on this guy's penis.
A few moments later.
So that I did watch it. The guy was also wearing a bracelet. I never wear a bracelet.
Oh, well, there you go. Nick Fuentes confirms that it couldn't be him. Not because he would never suck a cock, mind you. Because he would never wear a bracelet. Hey, man, people say there's a video out there of you getting ass fucked by Steven Crowder while you eat a bowl of blueberries. What do you say? Oh, nonsense. I hate blueberries. People are saying there's a video of you taking a load on your face from Tim Pool while you hum Frere Jacques. Nonsense. I don't speak French. Gotcha.
If you zoom in, he was wearing a gold bracelet.
Yeah. I mean, of course you don't. That would be gay. Yeah, guys, try to think a little bit. Try to process some thoughts before you go like right into defensive mode. Brian says that Stash says otherwise. He might. Lander says you should definitely watch it, Aaron. No! I am not going to be watching and what you should never tell a guy you should watch the video of the guy sucking the dick. All that tells me is that you've watched it, you feel guilty about it, you want somebody else to do it so you don't feel quite as weird. Randall Flagg with a very good point. I think Pam Bondi, that thing where the guy called Destiny the gay F word, definitely hate speech. Pam Bondi's got to jump right on that. Bigot on Socialist Media says, remind me to watch Nick Fuentes stream later. Watch Nick Fuentes stream later. Papa Shab says, watch it. Aaron lived it. No, I did not. The guy you're thinking of had a bracelet on. I I do wear a Vikings bracelet during Viking season. God damn it. Taste Fairy says, if that vid is real, it's amazing that both of them got barely any shit for it. Well, I think deep down, people, that's probably a bad choice of words, but I think deep down, nobody really thought it was Fuentes. And also, everybody already thinks that Destiny is gay. So if somebody's sucking his cock, it's not really that big of a deal. So Fuentes, it's funny to like make fun of him and bust his balls, but it's probably not him. And calling Destiny gay is like calling water wet. Who gives a shit? Donald Trump has officially designated Antifa as a terrorist organization. It has been done. Now, I don't think that Antifa rises to the level of the drug cartels and Al-Qaeda. And I will say I do believe that this Trump administration is exacting its vengeance on the hard left, and I don't know if that's what I want my government to do. There's a lot of things like, there was the first term where up until COVID, it was like, oh, this is a fun, meme kind of a movie. This is great. Hey, you know what? 4 years later, let's make a sequel. And they make a sequel and it's fucking dark. And you're just like, oh my God, what happened? This is nothing like the first movie. The first movie was fun and playful and we had a good time. There was quippy banter. And now this second one is just fascism. Let's cover for a pedo. What? No, that doesn't sound like something the first guy would do. You guys said you weren't going to cover for that guy. Let's make hate speech a crime. That's what they do. That's the opposite of what we're going for. Let's get people fired for jokes and opinions that they have. I fought against that. A lot of us voted for you because we were tired of that shit. You just did an executive order like 5 months ago to limit government censorship of speech. 5 months later, your FCC chairman's like, hey, you can either fire Jimmy Kimmel or we can go after your license. Fuck, dude. And now it's like, there's a group of lefty soy eaters that do rallies and wear masks, and sometimes they hit people with bike locks. Let's treat them like fucking Al-Qaeda. It's like, God damn it. Everybody, Republicans really hate the Patriot Act until they can use it on somebody they disagree with. I do not like this second Trump administration. I'm just going to say it right now. It just seems like a lot of righty scalp taking. And, you might say, well, Aaron, it's fine. What are you, a fucking pussy? I mean, I guess I'm a pussy, or I'm just a guy who can see past the next 3 years and know that this shit ain't always going to be in Republican hands, and they are going to have a memory, and they are going to come at it harder. That's how it always happens. Guys, you've been watching this for the last 30 years of your life. You've watched this theme play out, and yet you still root for it. You are stuck in an arcade game that you can't stop popping quarters into. I am pleased to inform our many USA patriots I am designating Antifa, a sick, dangerous, radical left disaster, as a major terrorist organization. Look, I guess I'm an asshole, but I believe that every group in this country has a right to peaceably assemble. And when it turns violent, those people should be arrested and prosecuted. But to just say that a group, no matter what, well, I mean, you better make the Proud Boys a terrorist organization then too. No. They're extreme like Antifa, but on the side that you like. Oh, okay. See, I didn't realize that's how we were doing morality now. Nobody came up and told me. Oh, man. Drone strikes coming to Portland, says Brian. Yep, I guess. Power Window says government didn't fire Jimmy, dumbass. Investors did, lol. No, I'm sorry, but the FCC did say we may look into ABC's license. It wasn't long after that Sinclair and the other syndicator went, yeah, we're not going to air a show anymore. And then ABC went, that's not a bad idea. We're going to go ahead and suspend him for the rest of his contract. If you really thought that was just the free market and nobody else put their thumb on the scale, aw, that's so cute. I remember when it was lefties who were pro-cancel culture, and now the righties are doing it. They grow up so fast. They really do. It was either him or opened themselves up for a massive lawsuit. That's true. Bigot on socialist media says, it doesn't really matter. MAGA is apparently still winning. Yeah, just giant wins for MAGA. I mean, if you call winning going back on everything you ever believed in. That's fucking great. Lander says, not Antifa, Aaron. Learn your history. Bolshevik dildo. Bolshevik dildos, that's what they're throwing on the court at the WNBA games. Look, man. I don't like what Antifa does when they get all riled up and they start hitting people with shit. But everybody gets to gather to protest until they get violent. Rabbi Smoothie says, did the FCC specifically mention Jimmy Kimmel? No, they specifically mentioned ABC and Disney. They specifically mentioned the network that he's on. Yes, in an interview with Benny Johnson, we played it yesterday, the FCC chairman did threaten their license. So, free speech. 09 Canyon says the Proud Boys defended and fought back. They didn't start fights. Right. Their leader never said, if they get a brick, you get a brick, and let's go bash their heads in. That's never happened. Guys, radicals are bad. Violent radicals are shitty no matter what side they're on. And you should never defend the Proud Boys. They're gay as fuck. Just like Antifa. Bapa Shab says Tucker didn't release his 9/11 documentary either. Epic Israel W. Wait, what? Hold on a minute. I thought that was coming out. Tucker didn't release. Was there any announcement on it? Was there any kind of... Wall Street Journal 14 minutes ago reports Jimmy Kimmel planned to address the controversy had he gone on air Wednesday night, but Kimmel planned to blame MAGA, and Disney executives feared he would just make things worse. Okay. So there you go, guys. Disney and ABC were feeling the heat from the administration. Jimmy Kimmel was going to go out there and tempt them further, so they cut him loose. We used the power of the FCC to help pressure a company into firing a guy. We're the free speech people. Just like, hey, we're going to move on from the child sex trafficker that blackmailed all of our leaders because Lord God Trump said so. So fuck it. We're not the anti-sex offender people anymore. But we're winning. We're winning, guys. What was I... Oh, shit. I was looking something up, but then I saw this Wall Street Journal thing on Kimmel, and it completely fucking sidetracked me. Rabbi Smoothie says, I was living life. I missed it, but they still did not specifically say Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah, they were. No, the whole interview was about Jimmy Kimmel. The whole interview was about Kimmel, and then they said, well, maybe we need to look into the license that ABC has. Topic of the interview was what Kimmel said. That's what I was looking for. Tucker Carlson, 9/11. What's going on with the 9/11 thing? For nearly 25 years, the true story on 9/11. Dude, he had a trailer for it and everything. Wait a fucking tick.
The official story on 9/11 is a complete lie. The 9/11 report is a joke.
You have the CIA following two men all over the planet and then eventually even to America, right? And you don't tell the FBI. 9/11 Commission cover.
So what did happen? What did the government know? What did foreign governments know? There was a cover-up. Why? It's been nearly 25 years. It is time Americans learned what actually happened. We're going to tell you. We're releasing one episode per week. You're not going to want to wait. If you're a member, you don't have to. You get all 5 episodes the day it drops, right then, ad-free. Our first episode airs Thursday, 9/11, September 11th. You will not want to miss it. Join us now at tuckercarlson.com.
So that should have dropped. We should be on episode 2 today, right? Well, here, let's settle this right now. tuckercarlson.com. Easy enough. We'll get our episodes to the 9/11 thing. Oh, here's a thing called America After Charlie Kirk. Well, that's not what I came here for. I came here for the 9/11 thing. Let's do that. Here's Sam Altman on God, Elon Musk, and the mysterious death of his former employee, but that was 8 days ago. Oh, you know what? Probably members only. If we go to the members only, we'll get the, it's 2 months ago, high crimes, the Chinese mafia's takeover of rural America. Well, that was 2 months ago. Guys, I'm starting to think that maybe this 9/11 thing didn't come out. Huh? Papa Shab says, say psych right now. Psych. Wow, that disappoints me greatly. That Tucker didn't come out with that. It's going to disappoint me even more if we found out that, Tucker bent to some kind of external pressure on that whole deal. All right, let's open up the rest of our stories for today. Trump also announced that 2 million illegal aliens have been deported this year. Fucking, those are rookie numbers, dude. You gotta get those numbers up, my man. We didn't vote for you to have 2 million deported. We got, in Homan we trust. Tom Homan told us that we were going to get 7, 11. We were going to get some big numbers from old Tom Homan. Oh, boy. We've got, hold on. Hold on a minute. I got to get a thank you out here, but I'm having trouble getting to it. There we go. $1 from Luke says, do you think they will gain power in the future? They will remember the times we spared them? No, they are going balls to the walls regardless. Like I said, I'm not sitting here telling you that I'm winning any arguments. I'm getting my ass kicked in this thing. My take, the animals have been set loose. The packs are running wild in the streets. This is no country for peaceful men. Me saying, come on, guys, what about our moral consistency? And I'm like, fuck that. Let's go play on their field and play their game. Okay. Always thought that meant they win, but fuck it. Let's be king of the ashes, bro. Papa Shab says, yeah, but he imported 500,000 Chinese students. Yeah. Well, that was part of the trade deal, wasn't it? They got to bring 500,000 spies over here. I mean, students over here. Here's something fun. Did you know that Mark Zuckerberg tried to debut some AI glasses? You might not have heard of it because it was a fucking disaster. Mark Zuckerberg tried to do one of those Steve Jobs, wait, one more thing, blah, 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 blah type of deals. This is him releasing his cool Meta glasses.
Hey, Meta, start live AI.
Starting live AI. I love the setup you have here with soy sauce and other ingredients.
Nothing happened, though. I'm not seeing anything.
How can I help?
Hey, can you help me make a Korean-inspired steak sauce for my steak sandwich here?
You can make a Korean-inspired steak sauce using soy sauce, sesame oil.
What do I do
brown
first?
sugar.
What do I do first?
You've already combined the base ingredients. So
no, no, he hasn't. Your glasses stink, sir. You should have tested this out.
To add to the sauce.
What do I do first?
Oh no, they're laughing at his glasses. Don't laugh at his glasses.
Already combined the base ingredients, so now grate the pear and gently combine it with the base sauce.
All right, I think the Wi-Fi might be messed up. Sorry, back to you, Mark.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. That's the Wi-Fi. Shitty fucking Wi-Fi. I've had it with this bad Wi-Fi that we have for fucking Meta, a multi-billion-dollar company, and their big rollout deals.
It's all good. You know what? It's all good. The irony of the whole thing is that you spend years making technology and then the Wi-Fi at the day kind of catches you.
You see, it was the Wi-Fi. My glasses aren't total pieces of shit. The Wi-Fi is bad. Rabbi Smoothie says, Jesus, whatever happened to a cookbook, right? Like I have a recipe sitting out on my printer right now because I printed out a recipe of something I'm going to make tomorrow. And I want to put a little, little spin, a little English on it. And I'm going to grab it and I'm going to follow the fucking instructions. I don't need some retarded voice lady telling me, where do I shit? Gray Duckling with $10 says, oh, the border, that's cool. What about the list, fucker? I agree. Hunter with $5 says, you can't deny the left dragged everyone kicking and screaming to this point. Yes, I agree with you. The left, bad. I thought we all agree on that. Lefties bad. But if you're doing lefties bad and then you just do the shit that lefties do, there's no us anymore. Baba Shab says these people don't make anything. They just get money for being Jews. Hey, if you convert, is that like, can you get Jew money? Or do you have to be like legit? Because I'll take some. We can't have Jay Prizzle knocking out the goal in the first 5 minutes of every fucking show. Although, if there is someone who wants to knock out every Thursday night goal, because that's going to be our least viewed show of the week. You got football on. Very few people know that we do shows on Thursday nights because we changed the schedule very recently. So I really, if someone wants to do that every single Thursday, holla at you, boy. Rabbi Smoothie says, you're too bold to convert. Oh, well, see, now that's hurtful. That's, God damn it, that's really fucking mean. Really mean. We are $30 into next Monday evening's show. Thank you guys very much for that. No, we're not. We're $40 in. I forgot Chevrolet JB over there on Venmo. Thank you, buddy. Were there any more fuck-ups? Were there more fuck-ups on the glasses? Oh, wait. Zuck put them on, and he had trouble.
Video call.
There we go. Uh-oh. Well, let's see what happened there.
So he has his AI glasses on, so he has an AI remote in his hand. So now you twitch your thumb like a spastic, and this is supposed to be cool. Like, you're the cool guy. Got to go back to beating up nerds, dude. None of this is cool. A real remote is cool. Reading a recipe is cool. Being old is cool. You guys are sitting there tapping invisible. I love how they call it AI. Like, yeah, we got AI remotes. No, it's not. It's an invisible play remote. That is not what AI is.
That's too bad. I don't know what happened. Maybe Boz can try calling me again. All right.
Oh my God, this is so embarrassing. There's an auditorium full of people and they're just laughing at you.
Well, I got a missed video call. Okay, there's the actual video call. All right, I'm just gonna pick that up with my neural band.
Nobody.
This is, it happens. Yeah, let's. What do you think? Let's just go ahead and.
WhatsApp video call.
This is the best thing ever. Dude, I've had bad stand-up sets before where there's like barely any noise being made and you feel like you want to fucking die. I remember I did a show for, and I'm glad I did this. This was like my third time ever on stage, and it taught me a lot about like knowing the audience, knowing what material to do for what audience. I did a show for the Dassel Cocato Saints end of their year party. I was the stand-up comic for it. And my first like 10, 15 minutes was roasting people on the team. I wrote jokes, roasting team members, coaches, members of the fandom and whatnot. And it crushed. It killed. Didn't even have to be funny. They just loved hearing people get their balls busted that they know. So then I went into my material, which again, third time on stage, your material is, it was, I don't even remember what it was. It was about something like how women are different, I'm sure. And it just, crickets. If I hadn't killed for the first 15 of that, I think it was a 20, 25 minute thing I was doing. Because I emceed a bunch of stuff and then I was doing 25 minutes of comedy. And the first 15 minutes were roasting people. And then the 10 minutes of material was fucking tragic. And I guarantee you, and I wasn't showing off new glasses that I, plunked billions of dollars developing. He feels like he just wants to run off this stage headfirst into a brick wall just to get the laughter out of his head.
All right. Try it again. I keep on messing this up.
Yeah, it can't possibly be that your glasses are dog shit. It's your fault.
And if not, then we'll go for the less.
There we go.
Option. Okay. I don't know what to tell you guys. All right.
Hey, do you want to fucking stand around in public looking like a retard? Get your meta glasses. Do you want to stand around walking in circles going, what the muttering to yourself, holding an invisible remote control? You're going to love your meta glasses. Motherfucker, why can't I talk to this asshole? And Mom, what's wrong with him? He's a schizophrenic, son. They talk to themselves and have imaginations.
But we're going to have Boz come out here, and we're just going to go to the next thing that I wanted to show, and hope that will work. All right.
I hope you guys don't plan on making condoms. Yeah, round of applause. That's great. Because you shitty retard tech nerds will just buy the shit anyway.
All right.
Eat the slop, you pigs.
Boz is going to come out, and he's going to need some walk-on music.
I bet you the glasses can't do that. Oh, billionaires looking like shit is funny. Meta has officially unveiled its $799 Meta Ray-Ban display AI glasses. Holy shit, you got $800? We can give you glasses that don't work. And they don't even look like cool Ray-Bans. They look really lame. So now I'm going to be, you'll be like walking around somewhere and you'll be pinching your fingers together and some woman will be like out there walking like, you trying to pinch my ass, you fucking creep. No, it's my glasses. My glasses are sending a message. Just fucking pick up your phone. This sucks. There is absolutely no reason to have those. There's no reason to have that display right in your fucking eyeballs, right in the lens of your glass. You pick up your stupid phone. It does all of that shit on a bigger screen. It doesn't obstruct your vision, and you'll be fine. This is gay. This is stupid. Brian says, I just found the Tucker 9/11 documentary. It's premiering on 9/23. Look on tuckercarlson.com. Okay, so he is going to release it. I wonder what happened. Was it Charlie Kirk? That actually, if that was the reason, that's not a bad idea. Because they might not have checked out that 9/11 documentary because everybody was watching the Charlie Kirk stuff. Okay. It might not be as nefarious as we once thought. Okay, but where did you see that? Morning Note, Shop, TV apps, ALP, Watch, interview speeches, documentaries. That's what I'm looking for. So I go to documentaries. Well, none of this. I don't see the 9/11 thing on there. This is all Ask Tucker, Tucker Carlson Show, highlights, interview speeches, documentaries. I'm not seeing what you're seeing, my brother. I don't know what you mean. Got a bunch of articles, a bunch of other shit. Defend the Truth, $6 a month. I'm not seeing it. If you got a link for me, I'll take the link. But otherwise, what the fuck is Tucker doing? 9/11 files. Yeah, and also, you missed 9/11. Well, you better hold it for a year. It'll be fine. Here's some wild shit out of Minnesota. We got about 10, 15 minutes left tonight. Oh, Oh, I want to see if Buffalo's put up 20 points yet. It's 14-7 Buffalo. 5:15 left in the second quarter. Miami's keeping it closer than I thought they would. 3rd and 1 at their own 38. Pick up a first down. Keep marching. Actually, 3rd and 1 might as well be 3rd and 11 for the Vikings. We have not done well on short yardage. Minnesota man's animal torture YouTube videos lead to federal charges. I have never heard of this guy. And apparently he was just making animal snuff shit on YouTube. A Carver man is facing federal charges for allegedly creating graphic videos of animal torture and death for pay-per-view YouTube channels. Brian Wesley Edison, 32 years old, has been federally indicted on 16 counts of animal crushing, which is a thing. It's when a person intentionally harms an animal by crushing, burning, drowning, suffocating, impaling, or otherwise causing serious bodily injury. President Donald Trump expanded the Crush Video statute with the Preventing Animal Cruelty and Torture Act in 2019. The act recognized individuals who intentionally torture and kill animals and pose a unique danger to others and to society as a whole. So this sick fuck was torturing and killing animals. He was putting it on YouTube. How do you, even if it's members only, even if it's pay-per-view, how does YouTube can't allow people to upload videos of people fucking around with animals? That's against their TOS. Edison allegedly, but by the way, way worse Edison than the other guy. Edison apparently operated pay-per-view YouTube channels since 2022, where he posted nearly 350 videos of animals being tortured and killed. The press release states that Edison would place rodents, reptiles, rabbits, birds, and dogs into confined closures like a bathtub or playpen, where the animals were then subjected to prolonged torture and death. What the fuck? According to the release, some of the videos were free to watch, but those advertised as having the most graphic torture were hidden behind a paywall. Edison offered tiered memberships ranging from $1 to $100 per month, with the most expensive subscription allowing customers to request custom videos. All right, okay, look. We arrested this guy and we charged this guy, and that's great. I'm very happy about that. I'm excited that we arrested this guy. But can we find the fucking people who were paying for this shit, and can we just find a way to stick something on them as well? Hopefully a landmine from a landmine field. YouTube has since removed the accounts for violating policies on violence, according to the DOJ. Animal crushing is not only sickening, it's a federal crime, said acting U.S. Attorney Joseph H. Thompson. When someone takes pleasure in the torture of defenseless animals, it signals a deeper danger to our community, especially in these troubled times. We will not allow these warning signs to go unchecked. I mean, no shit. I mean, it's pretty commonly espoused that people, when you start with torturing animals, it doesn't end there. It escalates. Rabbi Smoothie says animal killers should be tied to a car and dragged. Well, if they're hurting real animals like dogs. Animal torture is in the Edison bloodline. Jay Prizzle says check all hard drives. Yeah. People are like, yeah, what should we charge them with? Accessory? Sure, go for it. Sure. What my baby mama hoe ass says, when do we get to see Brigitte Macron's pussy? That is kind of the question of the day, isn't it? Yes, I have a question for the First Lady. When do we get to see your pussy? Aaron, here is the link. Okay, here's the Tucker Files stuff. Oh, 9/11 files. There we go. Release date, September 23rd, 2025. All right, that makes sense. It makes sense that he didn't want to release it during the Charlie Kirk stuff. Probably way too big of a downer. And second of all, it's all, I mean, nobody's going to watch it. It's going to get swallowed up in all the Charlie Kirk shit. All right, we got another story or two, and then we're out of here tonight. Again, thank you. Everybody thank Jay Prizzle, who knocked out the goal right away so we could have us a nice, chill, fun little show tonight. I do appreciate that. Breaking news from HBO. God, they're coming back with more. They're coming out with, they're still doing more Game of Thrones, huh? That House of the Dragon must have done pretty well season 2. I haven't watched it. I watched season 1. I didn't watch season 2. Well, I watched the first few episodes of season 2. Westeros returns in January 2026 with a Knight of the Seven Kingdoms based on the tales of Dunk and Egg. It follows Sir Duncan the Tall and his squire Egg, who grew up to be Prince Aegon Targaryen, in adventures set about 100 years before Game of Thrones. Also in the works is House of the Dragon Season 3, coming out in 2026, possibly in June. So they're still rolling with it. I mean, look, HBO's still rolling with Game of Thrones. Showtime is still rolling with Dexter. And I'll say this. I never checked the reviews on that. Did people like that season 1 of Dexter Resurrection? Because I thought they actually did a really good job with that. I mean, that you can't fix the fuck up that was the original final season. And you can't fix that Dexter, what was it? Dexter New Blood. But you can make a good show. I mean, if you're going to keep Dexter alive, you're going to keep the story going, you can make good shows still. Even if you gave up on Dexter a long time ago, Dexter Resurrection is the perfect reason to get back into the iconic crime thriller franchise. You know, I'm glad. So this is Screen Rant. So it got positive reviews. People seem to enjoy it. It's good to see because that is so incredibly rare. Usually when a franchise, when the nose of that plane starts going down, you can't bring it back up. Think of Star Wars. Think of what's the one they're fucking up? Star Trek, they kind of fucked that up too with some of those movies. And they just plain overdo it. But like Dexter, the nose of the plane went down, and it seems like with this one, they're able to bring it back up. I mean, that's pretty crazy that they're able to do that. I mean, I guess Game of Thrones is kind of that way too. That finale was absolute dog shit. People were done with Game of Thrones. That House of the Dragon comes out. People like it. People want to learn about these new people. They want to give it another shot. So Rocky's another one. Rocky, the nose of the plane started going down. Rocky 5 comes along, not good. Rocky Balboa writes the ship again, and then you get 3 Creed movies on top of it. So it can happen, but most of the time, like The Godfather and all that shit, Back to the Future, like once you make one bad one, they don't want to see another one. Major League, Back to the Minors. Ghostbusters, I guess you could argue that they rehabilitated that somewhat because the 2016 one was an abomination. What was the Ghostbusters not Resurrection? What was the one where Egon was a ghost and the old men came back and suited up with the Stranger Things guy? Whatever. The Ghostbusters one, it was meh. It was okay. But then they made that Frozen Empire, and dude, I got to tell you, I might be in the minority on this one. I think Frozen Empire was solid. I didn't mind Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Afterlife, thank you, Nader P. I wanted Paul Rudd to have a bigger role in Afterlife as an actual Ghostbuster. But the fact that they made him a Ghostbuster in the second one, kind of corny that they're doing like the family Ghostbuster as a family business thing. But where else were you going to take it? You know, what were you going to do? Put Theo Vaughn in a proton pack? They did something a little different. They made it a family business, which it sort of makes sense. What was the other one? The Saw people are saying they fucked up the Saw franchise, but it was a schlocky horror movie. So I don't know if you can really fuck that up. I mean, Saw was the kind of movie that was made to make like 40 sequels to the fucking thing. I mean, that guy was dying of cancer for like 20 years. Nader P says, I liked how they handed off the franchise with Afterlife. I haven't seen Frozen Empire yet. This is actually going to fuck you up a little. This is going to sound antithetical to what I'd usually tell you. Kumail Nanjiani actually kind of carried Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. He was actually pretty good. MSO says Aaron auditioned for the role of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Well, and I was going to get the role too until they told me I had to lose 30 pounds. Lander says, was Ghostbusters ever good? Honest question. Dude, Ghostbusters, the original movie, is one of, it's the greatest comedy of all time, but it is one of the best movies of all time. It is such there aren't many perfect movies out there. I think Ghostbusters might be a perfect movie. Because the second one, I know people shit on the second one. I even like the second one. I do. This is funny. Let's just do this one before we get out of here. Mayor Pritzker of Illinois, he was at a Peacekeeper event, and he was doing photo ops at this Peacekeeper event, and one of the guys at the Peacekeeper event was this dude in the green vest. He posed with Governor Pritzker, and they were vowing to bring peace to the city of Chicago. Let's find out how that went.
At this point is that this is one of 3 particular scenes that occurred earlier this morning. Now, we do have some video, some cell phone video from a witness that actually witnessed this happening. Cell phone video from a camera captured moments thieves rammed the vehicle into this luxury store. Then you see a group of people dressed in dark clothing go into the
dark skin
store and then run out of the store with stolen items. That's when you also notice that there are people that have driven up in other vehicles or those that were already parked. The folks that ran out of the store then jump into those cars and they speed away.
And they're just loaded up with Louis Vuitton handbags, just to the gills.
Now, as I mentioned before, it is still unclear if
some to sell to a fence, some to get for their baby mama. I'm just kidding. They're not going to be around that long.
These particular scenes, this one here in Walton and Michigan, the one in Ohio and Michigan, and then another scene down on southbound Lakeshore Drive near Roosevelt, if they are in any way all connected, police have not confirmed
They
that.
left the fucking car, the car you used to smash into the, God damn, nobody ever accused him of being smart. Well, guess what? One of the guys arrested in that murder, guess who? Our boy who posed with Governor Pritzker. Oh, no. Oh, wait, there's more. Officials say he participated in the smash and grab while wanted by authorities in 4 states. I wish you could break it. I honestly, I wish you could make it up. You can't. You can't. All right, breaking news before we go from numero uno Josh Denny fan. Tim Dillon says Kimmel should still be on the air. It's wrong to pretend it's because the show sucked or because it was losing eyeballs and money. Both true. Clearly, it was a politically motivated hit job. Yes! The joke was pretty mild. Factually wrong, as in the guy who shot Charlie Kirk wasn't a MAGA guy. But who cares? That doesn't matter. Right! He's a fucking comedian. He's not the news. Anyone who cares about the ability to speak freely for a living should be disturbed by this. They should also be disturbed by people celebrating the assassination of a political opponent. No matter what you thought of his views, it's pretty simple. Also, this morning I was fired from the Riyadh Comedy Festival because of statements I made on my podcast. I'll be keeping the sizable down payment and donating it to a foundation that, just kidding, I'm buying another car. See you in Montecito, faggots. So, Tim Dillon had been very open and honest about the fact that, yeah, he was taking Saudi money and he was doing a show in Saudi Arabia. And when he did that, he was like, yeah, Saudi Arabia does all kinds of terrible shit and all that, but I don't give a shit. They're paying me. I'll do the show. Well, Saudi Arabia caught wind of the fact that he was still shit-talking Saudi Arabia and taking their money, and they told him that he's fired from the gig. Oops. But they already paid him up front, at least a sizable chunk of it, so good for him. Good for him. At least he got paid. All right, guys, we are out of here. Thank you very much to Jay Prizzle for knocking out tonight's goal. Thank you to the rest of you for putting us way ahead for next Monday. We'll be back tomorrow morning for Rumble Link Friday. Talk to you then. Have a great rest of your night.